Viewer discretion is advised.
Happy Wednesday, you're listening and or watching Pwnecast. This is episode 201. We are in patch 7.3. Tonight we are going to be talking about pretty much everything and anything we can find to talk about because this is going to be a good show for it. We're going to be having a PvP conversation, a recap of the NA Cup events happening around Azeroth, including Trial of Style, so I hope you guys are ready to show off your goods. Rem's got that hashtag fan favorite Nightborne, although he's kind of a hater, but he's going to give us some lore on that. And our guest for this week's show, it's your boy Asmongold. We have that and much, much more, so make sure you guys stay right here.
You have crossed into the world of the dead in search of answers.
Amongst the Azeroth elite, there are those who defy convention, the proud who laugh in the face of trolls and never flinch, the few who strive on unity, trust, and unwavering resolve, they who eat tacos. For the players, by the players, we bring you She Can Start a Revolt with a Chaos Bolt, Bell the Pwnecast Vanguard. Through light and darkness he commands the void, Remedies the Sage Lore Master. We bow to no one. We are Legion. We are Pwnecast.
Hello, people of podcast land. This is Winstallin speaking, and Winstead from the Technically PvP podcast, and you are listening to the Pwnecast podcast.
Whoa, we're back. Hey, that bumper is probably my second favorite. I guess I should unmute these fine, handsome, strapping, young. I'm going to say the word young because me and Asmongold are feeling our age lately. Welcome back. If you are new here, my name is Belle, and with me is my co-host with the Loremost, Remedies. Joining us tonight is a very good buddy of mine who never stops going big dick, Mr. Asmongold. Welcome.
What's up? Thanks for having me.
Hey, thanks for being here, dude. Thanks for
giving us the time.
Cleaning your room.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves, okay?
Right, let's not get crazy.
It's like I cleaned it last week, 2 weeks ago. Like, what do you think? I'm going to clean it every day now? No, it's dirty.
Is it like monthly, or is it just when you can't handle it anymore?
Right there. See? That's from like 1 or 2 weeks.
So I bet you only clean when you run out of space to put things.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's practical. I'm not hating.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah,
makes sense.
I would do that. I'm a little neurotic,
actually,
but
it's one of the best things about being, or having like an L-shaped desk, right? Is like my mom, she caught me whenever she's like, oh yeah, you just want this other part so you can put drinks on there. And I never really thought of it, but it was kind of a subconscious thing. And now that I have it, that's basically all this other side is for. It's just a big space for drinks.
What you need now is you need a U-shaped desk, which is what I have. So I have 3 sides of just shit. Stuff like, why do I need 3 bags of these on my desk? I don't know.
I know why. It's because they're really good.
They're really
good. I have the same thing, right? I've got, over on this side, I've got all my snacks, right? And then right behind me, I have a refrigerator.
Me too. I got my fridge right back here.
Yeah,
See, we're similar.
I don't have to ever get up, basically. It's amazing.
We're similar. I'm just the more neurotic version of him.
I'm relatively neurotic, but not really that much.
You don't understand.
You've never been here on a Sunday morning when I wake up and hate everything in my house.
Is that right? Well, that's okay.
It's really fun when she deep cleans the oven.
What? What are you deep cleaning the oven?
So I'm super OCD organized. Everything has to have its place. Except my desk, but everything else I'm pretty. So I wake up on Sunday morning at like 6 in the morning and I'm like deep cleaning my oven. My husband's like, seriously? What the fuck?
You talking about like cleaning the inside of it?
Oh yeah. I get in there, dude. Like I'm in. We're in the oven.
I didn't even know you could do that.
Yeah.
That's crazy. My oven doesn't even work.
What?
Like, yeah. It's insane. Some people live, man.
How do you cook over a fucking campfire?
No, we have a second oven, like one of those little portable ones.
Oh, the like toaster oven?
We use the current oven for the burners on the top. and then we just put random things in the oven.
So basically, in the oven is kind of like the dish hider, maybe.
So yeah, the oven is all the holder for shit, and then
it's another shelf.
Yeah.
I agree with Crix. The dishwasher's name is wife. Or in my case, it's daughter, because that's why you have children, so that they have to
That's actually a really good idea. You know, I was thinking about that. You know, this is a wild podcast. This is the idea that I had, is that if I ever had kids, I would take them to McDonald's to get them a Happy Meal every single time they got me like a pristine artifact or like an archaeology achievement. I'd never actually teach them that the game had anything else to it besides archaeology, so they would never know what they're missing.
You just make them love it, so they
would you have them fish too, though? Fish, cook, like all those things for farming purposes?
I mean, like fishing's okay. Like I'm all right with fishing. I just don't like archaeology. It's boring as hell.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
I hate that, and I also there's like just like random PvP stuff, you know. And so yeah, all they have to do is just stand at the entrance and jump to make sure they don't get reported.
Yeah, that's true. Like fishing
to make sure you're not reported for a bot and or AFK.
Well, you can't get reported for being at the bottom of the damage meter if you don't even show up.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's very true. I mean, unless you're a shadow priest, you're not the top anyway, right, Rem?
What?
He's a shadow priest, and of course, he's always top damage. And here I am with my little try-hard destruction warlock, and I just can't compete.
When she beats me, I'm AFK.
Then he smiles and he grins like, I'm so cool. Seriously, you're a shadow priest.
Shadow priests are way better than destruction warlocks. I think they just in general do more damage. Like,
Damage-wise, I agree. However, I do think everybody should be a destruction warlock.
Yeah, I just throw a blanket over the battleground and it's GG.
It's ridiculous. Let's be honest.
Sometimes it is, yeah.
Yeah.
It's unfair is what it is. And I'm going to create a petition, because that's what we do when we don't like things in World of Warcraft, right? We go to change.org and we get petitions. So
they got legacy servers.
Yeah.
How about that?
I'm going to put a petition in about me putting in a petition, and I'm going to need you to sign the petition for us to petition. Yeah. That's how you get shit in
Well, your petition offends me, so I'm going to make a petition to remove
your anti-petition.
Fuck. This is how we lose viewers, guys, because we offend people, but we don't really mind. Let's get some of the quick news out of the way. The weekly event for next week, which is going to be March 6th for Tuesday's reset, is going to be the pet battle event. You get what is it, triple bonus? Triple XP?
You get triple experience, and also you can go ahead and talk to the NPC in Dalren. It gives you the weekly quest, and you have to beat 5, I think, different pet battle trainers in PvP combat.
Yep.
Get an automatic plus 25 levels any pet up to 25.
You're way better than Jim. Do you want a permanent spot as the pet battle guy here at Ponecast?
I have so many. I've got to be in so many different places. Oh my god, I can barely even handle what I have. This is insane.
I hope Jim's watching. He's gonna rewatch it and he's gonna be like, "Wow, what a bitch! You did that just way better." Supernatural.
Well, that's what it is. You know, like
straight to the point. Yeah.
I did pet battles all the time. I was actually going to challenge Jim in a pet battle for charity, and that never happened. Like, we're going to have to set that up sometime.
I really think we should, because I would love to see that.
Both Jim and Bell week out on PvP-related duels. So.
First of all, that's not my fault that Secret has a life, and, like...
This was 5 months ago.
Why are you always bringing up old shit? Anyway... Ignore him, guys. Those of you are probably going to comment and be like, yep, you did skip out. Oh, the PvP brawl is Temple of Hotmogu, which is not terrible. It's not the worst of the PvP brawls. Unlike,
it's up there. It's better than Deepwind Dunk.
I hate Deepwind Dunk.
Deepwind Dunk. More like Deepwind dog shit. That's the dumbest. I don't even know how it works. I really have no idea.
I don't either.
I just kill people. So.
Yeah, I just show up and I lose.
It's the same.
Yeah, I'm not going to do this for another 2 months.
I don't like I do like the Packed House is really good. I like Arathi Blizzard. And then there's what's the other one where you don't have to kill the EFC to cap?
It's the Warsong Scramble.
Warsong Scramble. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
the sweep flags up and then a bunch of stuff on the ground.
Yeah, the Deepwind Dunk is stupid, and nobody wants to play basketball where they're PvPing, and I don't even know if that makes any fucking sense whatsoever. But
I like playing basketball in real life, so I can understand that. Last thing I want to do is play in a video game.
I'm not good. Are you good at basketball in real life?
No, I suck. Yeah, like I'm tall and I'm terrible at it. Like
because you're white.
Yeah, of course. No, I legitimately hate basketball, and every single time I see it, it makes me mad.
Well,
and what it was is that like my friend had a basketball hoop like at his house, and he'd beat me all the time because he had a basketball hoop at his house, and so he'd play all the time. And I feel like that's what really kind of made me hate it.
I would agree with that. Now you're like, you have a basketball aversion.
About it, yeah. Me too.
Yeah.
Were you picked last for the team on basketball in elementary school?
Picked one of the first people to get picked. I mean, I was see. Here's the thing: is I'm better than like an average person, right? But I mean, like he was good, and like he was better than me. I'm okay, you know. I mean, I'm better than like most people, but I mean, against anybody that actually knows what they're doing, anybody that actually plays basketball, I'm gonna suck, you know.
Well, we and you could go. We could have like a 1-on-1, and you totally look good because white girls can't dunk. So.
Well, you're also like 5 feet tall, so I've got a pretty big advantage.
And I have tiny feet. Like there's nothing. Yeah. I'm no help in that situation whatsoever.
Yeah.
There was some PvP hotfixes, guys, and it was tank related, which I think we could have saw that coming given the tournament. There was a lot of tank play in the tournament. Now, somebody said to me last week, Belle, why are you such a bitch when it comes to tanks and PvP? Well, because they don't belong there. However, Blizzard has decided they belong there because they wouldn't be there if they weren't viable, which Zaryu made that point last week or the week before. He was pretty accurate there. I don't know if these are nerfs. I just know that Brewmaster, Protection Paladins, Brewmaster Monks and Protection Paladins got... For Brewmaster, Guard can no longer be applied to non-player targets such as pets and guardians. And for Prop Pallies, Fist of Justice now reduces the cooldown of Hammer of Justice by 5 seconds. In PvP was 10. People were crying on the forums that that's a nerf. I don't play...
Well, it is a nerf, right? I think that tanking, because we talked about this earlier, like on Allcraft, and basically what we came down to is that in Team Deathmatch, you don't need a tank. Like, you don't need... It's like in RBGs, yeah, tanks are fine. But, like, you don't need to have tank specs in Arena. It's silly.
Yeah, no. It's...
Like, there's no reason for that to exist.
I shouldn't have to spend the entire Arena match trying to kill you.
Well, it's not fun. Like, that's ultimately what it comes down to.
Agreed.
It's like there have been other specs in the history of WoW that have just simply been not fun. And Blizzard has changed them or removed them. Or not necessarily removed them, but effectively removed that play style.
It's a problem when... Yeah, it's a problem when you CC chain someone and they don't go below like 80%. It's like, okay, the fuck.
I agree.
It's just not good. That's all it is.
I can see the need occasionally in battlegrounds, right? I can see if you're if you're capping, you're flag carrying, you're holding a base, whatever, like I can see instances where I'm okay with it in that sense, but I don't feel like tanks just have a place, but according to Blizzard, or rather people in general, you should be able to play the spec that you want.
Yeah, sure.
Well,
that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Like, here's the thing.
I mean...
is you're going to have 10 people that are not having fun just so one idiot can jump around and not die.
I agree, 100%.
Get out of here. It's terrible. It's terrible gameplay. It's like, who plays against a Blood DK in a Wrathy Basin or, like, in Arena, and they said at the end of it, I had fun? No one.
The person that's the Blood DK.
I know, I'm overjoyed when I get to kill them, but I mean, at the same time, I'm not having fun about it. Yeah. I remember when in Miss, when double DK for Blood was a thing in 2's arenas. That was hilarious.
Well, they nerfed it, and it was still good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I raged. That was a bad time for me because I wasn't doing a lot of 2's, but I was doing 3's in Miss of Pandaria, and it was fucking awful. Absolutely awful.
I absolutely just hated that. I don't know why they even have that, but hopefully that they'll figure it out. Right?
I think what I've been saying recently about PvP, and I think you will probably agree there, the good thing about Blizzard pushing esports the way that they are from a World of Warcraft perspective is I think that it allows... What's the word I'm looking for? It allows all the issues to just be visual, and it does hold them accountable because... Unlike us who hold no word with Blizzard when we go on and we say, hey, you should do those things, these guys that are their pro players, this is their bank. This is the reason people watch them and throw their money at Blizzard. So if they want to continue to make esports a thing and they want their top players to continue to support their game by playing it, they're going to have to fix this shit eventually. Right?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, like, that's what you think. That's what would make sense, but is that what happens? Not exactly. you've had these game-breaking bugs go in Legion and PvP, and it's been insane.
And they always do major changes right before a fucking tournament.
They do major changes in the middle of the season. And, I mean, Blizzard has, like, the prize pool for BlizzCon is, like, $14. Like, who, like, think of a...
Hey, $14 buys a lot of tacos on Tuesday. I'm just going to throw that out there.
Yeah.
I'll give you about, like, 8. Yeah.
Go ahead.
It'll give you 8 tacos. Have you ever bought tacos on Tuesday? Because I'm pretty sure they're $1.
It's inflation and taxes.
Oh, right.
Ridiculous.
And the gas price to go get your tacos.
I live in SoCal, so everything's taxed. So.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, look, here's what I'm trying to say. Is that Blizzard is doing more for WoW PvP, but if they were doing twice as much as they're doing right now, it still wouldn't be enough. That's the way I feel.
I agree.
The game is boring, and the reason for that is all of the changes that they made to make it more of an esport. Adding in stat templates, getting rid of gear vendors, equalizing everything. That kind of stuff sounds good, and it's good for maybe the top 0.1%, but for everybody else, I don't really think they enjoy it.
They tried to make it where just everybody could step into it with ease, which I think was great, but not everybody can step into heroic and mythic rating. They didn't make that easy for people to do.
They made like LFR, right?
Right.
What I'm saying is that
exactly.
Like, it's ridiculous, right, that they have that, and also it's done the opposite. Right? Like the reason that people play an MMO, if you care about just stepping right into a game and being as good as anybody else, you can play PUBG, you can play Counter-Strike, you can play Fortnite, you can play League. There's 1,000 other games that you can play that people are put on an even playing field.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to play an MMO, it's going to be a different paradigm. And I don't really think that Blizzard should mess with that.
You should be different, and you should be able to make yourself different. I think everybody's main thing to go back to is reforging and just different ways that we used to be able to customize ourselves where, we could do things that we wanted to do when it came to theory crafting, and we just don't really have that ability anymore because everything's kind of...
No, I personally love their reforging as well.
I'm not really good at...
It complicates it, but it really didn't.
I'm not good at theory crafting, but I'm good at copying other people that are good at theory crafting and doing what they do, right? Like I'll go to the ladders and see who's doing what, and then I'll just make sure that I'm doing that thing. So yeah, I expect there to be a lot going on PvP related as far as change is concerned. There's a lot going on behind the scenes as far as BFA. I am hopeful and positive, but we'll talk about that more when we get into the PvP part. But Seething Shore Battleground is now live. Honestly, that's pretty fun. I'm not going to lie. I don't know if you've got a chance to check it out.
I actually had a lot of fun because we won both of the games that I played.
Yeah.
I think that I would not have enjoyed it as much as if we had lost. But
yeah, because nobody sprinkles are for winners. You know that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't need. There's no 8th place participation.
Right. You don't get a trophy for showing up. Like you have to take home the win if you want that RNG box with gear that you don't need.
Yeah. So I'm gonna earn that 875 relic. Titan. No, I mean that's the thing. It's like it was good. It's a good battleground. I like it a lot. It's interesting. It's different. It's new, and it's fun. It's also short. You've got battlegrounds like Arathi Basin. It takes like 45 minutes for an Arathi Basin.
Sometimes, yeah.
It's like I'm gonna go take a nap. Like it's just insane. Like
I did about
Valley takes less time. It's still
I did about 10 rounds of Seething Shore, and I really liked it. I only lost one, and it in the rated battleground aspect of it. It holds a lot of possibilities and like strategies and stuff like that because it's all changing. It's not like Silver Shard Mines where it's like, oh, always go for this mine. If they're there, then go for this.
I don't think they should. If they make it a rated battleground, I think they should have the Azerite spawns be fixed, right? Because imagine if you're a team and the Azerite spawn just happens to be right under you, right? Or at least make it to where it takes a lot longer for the Azerite to actually spawn to be able to be clicked on.
Yeah, adjust the timers and all that. Yeah.
It's just going to be unfair for the groups, right? And I think that's something that's happened with a couple of other battlegrounds. Like I think Strand had that same problem, and that's one of the reasons.
That's like the worst battleground ever in the history of ever. I fucking hate that battleground.
No.
But they did adjust because when we tested in PTR for Seething Shore, they did adjust the node spawning because it was really slow. So there was like one up at a time. So I was thinking of it from a strategy perspective. I had put
if they
feedback that they should have at least 2 up at once because then that splits the team, and it's not just a huge battle royale at one node, because that just doesn't make sense to me. It's fun once, but it's not going to be fun the entire battleground for everybody to just be clusterfucking
Well,
at
it's
one
not
node.
what's going to happen. Like, what's going to happen is you're going to have people that roll like 2 tank classes, and they just AoE the flag the whole time. And whenever one team kind of wipes, you just have people AoEing until the
You can have
rest
double DK or double DH
Right.
vengeance,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly. And so it would be very unfun if that was the case. I feel like the battleground right now is very dynamic, but I do hope they make some changes to it if they do want to make it a rated battleground.
I agree. I hope. I don't know. I'm still hoping for the 6v6, but that's for another time. Hey, guys, the best thing to happen ever in the history of ever, Battle.net launcher, you can finally have World of Warcraft icons on your profile avatar.
I changed mine to Sargeras.
I hope people picked up on that heavy sarcasm, because of all the things that are important in the World of Warcraft world. I feel like having a WoW avatar on your social profile for your Battle.net that they're trying desperately to make Discord. But get excited, because now you can have a World of Warcraft icon.
Damn, I had no idea. I'm just looking.
Yeah,
at
no, I noticed that the other day. I'm happy about it because that's the only game that was missing. So
I already had Garrosh, so I'm happy. Like, I'm actually sticking with the one that I had.
I don't know
anyway.
who I have. I feel like
you have Jaina, you basic bitch.
I don't even like Jaina. Why would I have Jaina?
I had Cthulhu, now I have Sargeras and his mighty beard.
People were like, I gotta get in game and I gotta get it on my launcher and fix it right now. And I was like, whoa, guys, calm down. It's gonna be.
I mean, it's not like that exciting, but I mean, I like it.
We're going to make it, guys. We're gonna make it.
It's like, who even looks at that? Who really cares?
I don't even know how mine got set. I feel like I would remember, but I'm on the wrong side of 30, so my memory is a little.
I mean, it'll probably be more visual when the communities get put in the launcher and the game and all that.
Or they could just.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. What do you guys think about the communities thing? I think that's gonna be great.
If I'm gonna be really honest about it, here's where it scares me. I'm a guild master, and it scares me from a guild master perspective, because slowly but surely, as we've gone through time, we have slowly made guilds irrelevant. Little by little, we've taken and we've made it where you don't really need a guild anymore unless you choose to have one, because all the things that made guilds unique, they've pretty much culled. To me, it scares me because I feel like the social aspect of it, I think, is pretty awesome, because there's not people, you have tons of friends that don't just play World of Warcraft, right? So it gives you the opportunity to communicate and hang out with them. The mobile is amazing. I love being able to not have to give my personal information away to chat with somebody that I game with or whatever. Like, I like that aspect, but the community part, I feel like, will that remove the need for guilds in general on a social aspect? Because then you could just have your community in, the Battle.net launcher. I feel like it scares me just a little bit from that aspect.
Well, it depends on what kind of guild that you're trying to run, right? I mean, I wouldn't expect to see a Mythic raiding guild become a community, right? It wouldn't really make a lot of sense from a...
Oh, you mean Mythic raiding guilds? They're not all besties?
Well, it's not that they're not besties, but they all are in the same guild, right? Because they pool together resources to buy flasks and different feats and everything like that, buy BOEs for people at the beginning of expansions. All of these different things, guilds still have advantages over communities, and also communities are on top of guilds, so it's not like this is a zero-sum thing where you can either be in a community or be in a guild. I think that the communities will probably be overall better for the game, but I do see what you're saying, that there could actually be some sort of cannibalization where people move to just using communities instead of guilds, but I still don't really think that'll be as pronounced, but we'll have to see what the scope of the communities is actually going to be.
I agree with that. It makes me just a tiny bit nervous. And I have a more social guild, like we're heroic raiders. We're not, we're not on the hardcore element, but we do a lot of different things in the guild. So I guess I'm nervous at what that would look like, but we don't really know what it's going to look like and what scale, what scope. We don't know how many people are going to leverage it. There's still like,
what I like about it is actually helps guild in some way, because we span across Horde guilds and 2 guilds on Alliance because we have so many fucking people.
I did think about that also.
And so, for instance, if I'm playing Overwatch or another game, I can still talk to other guildies and not have to worry about whispering someone specifically, and not have to worry about like a Discord or a Twitch app that might not be used or something other.
There's a lot of those.
Yeah.
I don't know that I don't have a preference over all of them. Annoy me for the apps, all of them.
it's
I think
overflooded.
Discord's okay. Like,
Yeah,
I've
it annoys
grown
me
to
less than
hate
the Twitch app.
The Twitch app. Like, I don't like how you need to have the Twitch app in order to download add-ons. I think that's really stupid.
Yeah.
But you know, that's capitalism.
The player for the Twitch app is not really great either. I just prefer to use the browser if I'm watching a stream, just because I don't know. It feels like Bertha, which is my computer, I feel like she has a meltdown every time I have the app open. Oh, somebody hates the sound of my voice. Oh, every show somebody hates the sound of my voice. It's because I'm a
you read the
girl.
chat? Oh, that's the worst thing.
Oh, it doesn't even hurt my feelings. You want to know why? Because almost 5 years ago when we started this podcast, I had my worst ever commenter on YouTube. And you know how you have to learn how to be okay with that kind of stuff, right? This guy
I just never cared.
Well, I'm a girl, right? So I'm a little bit more emotional. Took me time,
Okay.
but this guy told me on YouTube that I didn't belong playing video games and that I needed to go back in the kitchen and make my husband a sandwich.
Yeah.
So I said, "Oh, okay." So I was bitter for like 2 or 3 days, and it's been from that moment that I've been okay. And those comments don't really hurt my feelings anymore.
I always think it's funny. People want to say bad stuff about me. I just imagine what they look like in real life. You know?
Yeah, that's probably true.
That's all I need to do.
Are you telling me you picture people in their underwear?
Well,
Is this a confession that we're getting
fat
exclusive?
dude with, you know, like frizzy hair that's kind of like an afro, sitting in there with a white beater and tidy whities, sitting there trying to move all the Cheeto dust off his keyboard.
I just feel like you described an alternate universe version of yourself.
Well, yeah, you know, that's if I didn't have as good of a metabolism. But, you know, it looks like I'm the skinny guy. But the thing is, like, yeah, who cares, right? I mean, that's the thing. People get so upset all the time about what people say on the internet. They're not even real people. You know, you go outside and, like, just read what people type in Twitch chat. You know, it's
real
all
people exist on the internet, okay? And there's no girls on the internet, right?
They're like all animals. They're like, "Hi, what's up? Hi, my name is you know, is Wizard Boy, and I like to eat dogs and suck dick." And it's just like,
who does that? Who said?
They do this? Like, what are you talking about? Like, you've read the chat? They're crazy. Like,
another person. My voice is annoying, guys. You two should be friends right there. So be besties.
You know, now they're gonna say it to make you mad, right?
It doesn't hurt my feelings, guys. I have no feelings. I've been dead inside for like the last 6 years. Once you survive Warlords of Draenor, you basically have no feelings left anyway.
That's definitely true.
Like I'm dead inside. Okay, so let's finish.
Kata and Warlords.
Trial of Style is March 5th, and Rem won last time. He was super proud of himself. Go do the things. Don't be the same as everybody else, guys. Don't go in there with your basic bitch transmogs.
I won all 4, okay?
But what kind of transmog did you have? Because I feel like you didn't...
I use a cloth one on all my alts.
I'm going to need you to go in there and not have a basic bitch transmog. I need you to just really, you know.
If you want to win, you go in there and you look basic. All right?
Is
There's
that...
people in there, they have no sense of style, of fashion. They don't know anything. Go in there with a full set and just use a weapon that has the same color, and they're going to rate you #1 every time.
You know, what you do is, no matter what the category is, just make yourself look cool, and they'll vote for you.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't matter. Like, you go in there with full tier 3 and corrupted Ashbringer, you're going to win every time. Go in there. Like,
did you win Trial? Did you even do Trial of Style?
Yeah, I did it for like 3 hours.
Did you win?
Stream content, yeah, I won like 10
It was your best stream ever, wasn't it? It was like...
It was really good. And what made me mad, right, is that I would come in with some kind of like avant-garde great transmog using like, you know, Elite Gladiator gear from 3 years ago, and I put it all together, and the kids in there, they didn't even know what it was. Like, so, like, yeah, how are they going to rate it up? They're going to be like, oh, wow, this guy, yeah, he looks cool. But, hey, this guy's wearing the full armor set in the last expansion, so we're just going to vote him up instead.
I know, that's what happened. That's what I saw last time.
Hat on. Remember the fruit hat?
Yeah.
The one that makes you conga in your garrison?
Yeah. Yeah. All you have to do is wear the fruit hat and you win every time. Because people are like, oh, this is goofy and funny and interesting and cool. All right, you're getting the fruit hat.
Is there naked Trial of Style?
I did that.
Like, do you feel like that would be a thing?
Yeah, I mean, like, I think that Draenei females would win every time, or at least they should. And the way that I look at that is, like, they don't know anything. People don't know anything. You go in there, and you want to make it just better than what they can get, but not too good, because then they won't even know what it is.
So a balance then, because you don't want to blow your load too quickly, otherwise
Well,
you have an hour and 45 minutes to kill, right?
overwhelm them. It's like Tusk the Manaroth. It's like they don't even know what that is. They've never even seen that.
We're in a new world, new generation. Yeah. Ooh, guys!
Manaroth?
Darkmoon Faire, March 4th. If you're leveling your allied races, if you're still trying to get your Pathfinder, if you're doing anything rep related, go get your carousel buff, 10% for both rep and your experience, and you have the top hat. What is it? The
Darkmoon Faire top hat. It doesn't actually it replaces the carousel buff, so you don't have to go back to Darkmoon
It's
Faire.
one use though for that hat, and I think it's an hour duration, and if you die it doesn't persist through death, so don't freak out.
Carry a bunch in your bags.
Also farm your 1,000 prize tickets for the mount, which is the, what is it? The
Darkmoon Dirge.
I've had it in my notes and
Dirge.
Dirigible.
Dirigible?
Dirigible.
Is that real?
Yeah, it is, but is it perishable?
I've been calling it the Darkmoon Diggler for like a fucking year. Like, I had no idea.
Was it a Pokemon?
Shit.
It flies. It's not in the ground. God.
I've been calling it the Darkmoon Diggler because I actually don't know how to even say the name. Not Dirk Diggler, guys. The Darkmoon Diggler. It's gonna be.
There was this really funny thing that I did, right? Do you remember whenever the tickets were, the boxes were tradable? You remember that? Before they did the hotfix? Because, like, now you can't mail the boxes.
Oh, yeah.
So what I did is I went on my stream and I created the Asmongold workforce. And I made everybody make level 1 characters. And I had them get in a queue, a line. And they would come into the line. I would give them 1 gold. And they would do all the dailies. And then they would trade me the boxes.
What the fuck?
And then they would make a new character and do it the same thing.
Why do people even pay attention to you?
I still don't even... It works.
How do people even listen, let alone stand in a line for you?
I got them in a line, and then because we did it the next month, and we got 2 lines. We had the line to get the gold, and then we had the line to give me the tickets.
I cannot even get my kids to clean their fucking room, and you have people just literally waiting in several lines for you.
Yeah, just to give me stuff. It's great.
To be
That's
you
what
for
it's like having kids, by the way.
No, it's not actually, because they expect
when
things of you, like dinner and like for you to pay the bill and like clothes and.
Well, I give them 1 gold.
It means buying less stuff for you and more stuff for them, and it means they dress better than you do. Does anybody want any children? Asmongold, I'll give you.
Can I do archaeology dailies?
Yeah, like I have 2.
Important.
One is a gamer, like he's got you. He's 8, and he's beaten pretty much every game there is out there in the world on all the consoles. But
that's perfect. I'll
loan him out to you. He'll totally do all of your archaeology. I do really hate archaeology. All right. So I'm going to talk about a couple things from Battle for Azeroth that we kind of found out more information on. And one of them is I think everybody kind of knew the Draenor Orc was coming, although it was data mined as the, the Magar Orc. And
yeah, I think so.
It's the Warlords of Draenor version, so it is, that alternate timeline that we were in. Rem seemed to think it was weird that they called them that. Right, Rem? He's yelling at his brother.
No, so because there's a clan Magheart in Outlands, it's just a correlation of all the different clans that were left behind. But Magheart is just uncorrupted. It's in Orcish as just uncorrupted. So I mean, they could be making a new Magheart alternate universe where Grom is leading them, but the only assumption about that is because there is a joke about the fact that we left the garrison in Frostfire Ridge. That's the only correlation that we have to that at the moment.
It doesn't. Who knows, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really see that happening until next expansion anyway.
This will be well after the Zandalari and the Dark Irons. So
I have these nifty. I just pulled like 2 male models, 2 female versions, and
but what's really cool.
What?
Go.
I like the tattoos and I don't know, that weird scarring. What did you say that was, Rem? Because
it's just scarification. It's usually it's probably going to be Bleeding Hollow or Shuttered Hands.
And then this is going to be their race mount, which, we have like 20 different.
Is it a wolf?
Yeah, it's a dire wolf.
Surprise.
Yeah, we have like 20
Surprise,
of them.
surprise.
And Warlords of Draenor, there was like 50 available. So
Yeah.
that to me, I think that was to be expected. But
Wolves and Boars.
Wolves and Boars.
It was boring.
But I think it's interesting just because I like the different visuals, and I think it's good to. I think it's just going to be nice to see different types.
It's
of
gonna
players.
be. I'm gonna play it. Because you have the Warsong clan. You can have different tattoos like Grom and Garrosh have, and then you have all the different clans you can be. You can be a Bleeding Hollow. I'm hoping you can have your eye missing, so you had your own little vision kind of thing. But we'll see.
Kilrog, man.
Who knows what's going to happen? The way that I look at it is that, they've already... this is something that's just been data mined. How is it really going to happen? I have no idea. Personally, it would be interesting if they revisited the Draenor alternate universe, but I also think that it would be very risky, right? Because the player base, I think, in general, just wants that to kind of be done.
Yeah, we just kind of want to put that under the wraps.
Yeah, pretend like that just didn't happen.
We want to set it on fire like we did Ashran, right? We're ready.
Pretty much.
But
isn't Ashron the best thing ever?
Even though I had issues in Warlords of Draenor, especially with content and just a plethora of things, I did enjoy a lot of things visually. I did enjoy some of the story. I did enjoy going through that I didn't enjoy being in there longer than we needed to be, but, I didn't hate all the things. And I still use my garrison every day. I know everybody's going to talk shit and people are going to be like, whoa.
I do that too.
Yeah, I use it every day.
WoD was not complete trash.
Agreed.
The thing is that the raids in WoD were amazing. The some of the lore in WoD was really good too. The zones in WoD were really good. The leveling in WoD was better than any other expansion.
Yeah. I agree with that too.
It was by far the best leveling. Like Gorgrond was the best leveling zone that WoW has ever had of all time. Gorgrond, better than any other zone, Burning Crusade, Outland, anywhere. Gorgrond was ahead of all of those. So, I don't really think that WoD is just universally terrible. It's just the fact that there was a lot of content that didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I agree.
And that's
the Astrala, whatever the island was.
It was lacking a lot in robustness.
That was going to be in Legion, and what you're thinking of is Farallon.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked Spires of Iraq. I don't know if that was my favorite. I don't really know, but I really like the...
Is it because of the Arakoa?
No, I'm not doing the impression, Rem, so I see where you're going with that, and I'm just going to shut you right the fuck down. One night, you drunk podcast, and you do the impression, and people never let you forget about it. That's just a terrible thing. But the offside of that is the Zandalari trolls, which... Most of you, there's a lot of new faces here tonight, but those that know me know that I'm not really a Horde. I'm not a Hordey. I dabble occasionally. I'm playing Horde right now for Nightborne, but I'm not, I'm Alliance at heart. But I really like the Zandalari troll. We went through, I did the Horde side in BFA, and I was pretty impressed with the questing. I was impressed with some of the story. I was impressed visually. I gotta say, it was a little bit better than the Alliance for the starting zone stuff that we got to do. I do think it was a little bit better visually, and just I had a lot more fun doing it on Horde side. But we finally got the more information that we were looking for, which is the classes that you could be. So we knew that we were going to be able to be druids, which a little bit of controversy on them visually, and I'm actually going to show you. So with druids... Obviously, they have to change all the forms because they're druids and they're trolls, so the forms have to change. So here is the Moonkin form.
It looks real dumb.
I don't know if I'm supposed to like it or love it because I don't druid. So
Arakoa.
It looks like an emaciated bird that's about to die. Okay?
Well, maybe it is.
I hope so.
Oh, man. Hateful. You're so hateful. Okay, and then this is the bear form.
Bear form. Yeah.
It's the bear form.
It looks like a 12-year... No, it looks like a 5-year-old tried to draw a Triceratops.
You are just hateful.
And I'm right.
It looks more like a turtle mixed with some dinosaur that they made up.
I'm saying that a lot of people have been super disappointed. I don't druid, so I don't... to me, Okay, it's something different, but I don't druid, so I don't know. And then here you have the what is this? Is it the flying form, right?
Flight and travel form, yeah.
Yeah, flight and
I think that one's cool.
yeah.
Yeah, those look amazing, but then you have the emaciated pterodactyl Araco.
I like the idea that they're different. Like I don't like the forms, but I like that I don't like them. Does that make sense?
No,
you just love to hate.
It's this, yeah. Well, no, it's this weird thing that like I don't really like the way it looks, but other people do, and that's cool. You know, that other people like something that you don't like, and you can just see something, and you're like, yeah, I hate this. You know, and then other people see it, and they're like, yeah, I like this.
But it's different though. It's something different visually, and we've been looking at the same shit for many years. So
I mean,
we
can have the same thing since fucking ever.
Yeah, I feel like
yeah,
it's nice to see something different. And then, of course, we have the raptor travel form. Well, it's not the raptor. What is it? The Ravasaur. I think that's pretty cool. Like, it's way better than a stag. I mean, the stag is just a part of, you know, being a druid. And you just inherently notice, oh, that's druid stag, and you automatically, you know, when you think of druids, you think of stags. But I think this is kind of cool.
Well, that also ties in the lore for the Zandalari, is the fact that they worshipped Aloha over the traditional wild gods. So,
well, yeah, the stag is based off of Malorn, and the Aloha spirits are not. They don't look like Malorn. You know,
and the Aloha are still wild gods, but they aren't the traditional wild gods like Malorn and Wolgren and all that.
Yeah. I think Goldren. At least I'm not. Yeah, Goldren, the wolf that you save in Hyjal.
You know, what did we have to do in there in BFA where we had to like talk to the Loa or something really weird? I was possessed.
Bronzomdi.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
The Loa of Death. He's badass.
Well, the whole blood troll situation was pretty badass. Like I think
those guys are really cool.
Yeah, I was a fan of that. I was a fan of. So the funny thing is, we get done doing the first zone alliance side, and it's very whatever. What is it, Drusvar? Is that where we wrap first?
Yeah.
So I mean, cursed, right? Basically the
undead witches and
the cool Terrans. I
love it.
The cool Terrans just slaughtered everybody and took their land, and now it's cursed, and
it's like you've got the Salem witch trials going on. You've got
I like that part. Yeah.
Basically, the Witcher, happening. Like I think it's awesome. Like, I love that kind of gothic stuff. So you're going around fighting skeletons. Great. I'm happy. That's all I need. Like, I don't want to go around fighting, like, weird stuff. I want to go around fighting undead. All right? Like, I don't know. Like, that's just, it feels right to me.
The witch, what are the witchwood gods that you see randomly that you have to fight? I thought was pretty freaking cool.
Oh, those giant constructs, yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. But, so we get Horde side, and there's like, this reminds me of some like weird fetish situation. They have like guys in their little, they got just basically a tiny little loincloth, and they're like hanging from rope, and they don't look like they're having a terrible time. They don't look like they're having an amazing time. I mean, they look pretty kind of in between. And they're just like strung up all over the place, just wiggling around, and there's weird shit that's going on there, guys. There's weird blood troll shit, there's possessions, there's
Well, I like that weird boy stuff, like all that creepy stuff, like if your kid sees it, it gets scared, like that's what, it's interesting.
Yeah, that Cahoon's going to be people's nightmares, yeah.
I hope so. I mean, it makes it different.
For the blood god.
Oh.
Yeah, I want to see, like that giant larva blood god thing that was data mined.
Looks ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly. Like, where is that in the game? I want to see that kind of stuff. I want to see things that are...
You want to see zombies?
Yeah.
Yeah, Cahoon will be part of the first raid, the Uldir.
Is he for sure?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
Tell Alexa to mind her business. Not you, Alexa.
Sorry.
the Skynet's taking over. Whenever I say a bad word, she always corrects me and tells me not to say that.
Oh, no.
Don't talk to me that way.
So... Zandalari trolls can also be hunters, mages, priests, rogues, shamans, warlocks, and warriors. And then, of course, their race mount is the Direhorn, which, I mean, I would have been surprised, I guess, if it was something else. It's purple, which I have that. Oh,
I mean, I would have preferred a Ravasaur, but because we already killed a bunch of Zandalari in Miss Pandaria to get their dire horn. So
Oh yeah, there's the dire horn. Isn't that what the who do we farm in Miss Pandaria for the tokens?
Well, for
no, it's the
tokens,
Warbreakers. Is only Warbreakers.
Yeah.
Warbringers.
Yeah.
There's the Warbringers that spawn in each zone, and you can get
Mhm.
the Amber, the Jade, and the Slate Primordial Direhorns. And there's the faction-specific ones, and there's the Cobalt one.
One's on a
There's another
raptor
one.
and one's on a dire horn, right? That we farm. I feel like I remember one being on a raptor.
They're all on Direhorns.
Oh, they're all on
The
Direhorns?
Direhorn that they're riding is the one that has a chance to actually drop, right? So
Oh,
if they're
okay.
riding Slate Direhorn, it has a chance to drop the Slate Direhorn mount.
I remember we farmed a lot and server hopped to farm a lot. I mean, there was really nothing else to do at the end of the expansion while we were waiting for the new one. So it was either that or continue killing Garrosh a gajillion fucking times. So as far as Battle for Azeroth is concerned, I want you, Mr. Asmongold, to tell me one thing that you're looking forward to. And then, actually, let's start with the negative because
That's more fun.
that's... Tell me
Yeah,
one
I
thing
want
you're
to
not...
say-
Is there anything that you're absolutely not looking forward to as far as what we know for BFA?
Not really. I mean, I think that them carrying forward Titan forging is dumb, and I don't like it.
Well,
But
they
besides
changed
that-
it though, right?
It's only for weapons. Weapons can't Titan forge, but they can still war forge. I don't like not having any control over what loot my character gets. I find that boring and unfun. But other than that, I mean, I think Battle for Azeroth looks okay. There's nothing that I particularly hate about it, but also it's still an alpha, so I'm sure I'll find more things to complain about once they add them.
Yeah, there's going to be tons of iterations and changes, and
Yeah, I'm looking forward to what they'll do with the Isle expeditions and see what happens with that.
Yeah, exactly.
Like stuff is going to change, so
it's going to be completely different by the time it's
Yeah.
live. So,
Let's
okay,
see.
well then, what's one thing you're looking for? I expected a rant there. You kind of let me down a little bit, dude.
I mean,
like,
what am I? That's the thing is, everybody's like, "Oh, what's going to be the best spec in Battle for Azeroth?" I'm like, "Bro, it's not even in beta. Like, I don't know what
we
it's
don't
gonna
even.
be.
The spec doesn't even know
Ooh.
what the spec is. Some of them are still
Yeah,
missing shit.
Exactly. They have no idea what's going to happen. Like, I can't know what to hate. Like, I built so much of my time getting mad about things in WoD and Legion that actually didn't even happen. You know, I'm going to wait for them to actually be really, really close to beta being over, and then I'm going to start just going ape shit about everything, you know, getting mad about all the little dumb things. The one thing that I'm looking forward to is obviously not having the legendary system in Legion in Battle for Azeroth.
Hey, motherfucking men.
It's garbage. I also really like the aesthetic. Like, as I said, we were talking about this before the show. I'm much more excited for Battle for Azeroth than I was for Legion, right? I thought Legion was going to be stupid. And I actually think Battle for Azeroth is going to be... it's much more interesting to me than Legion was, honestly.
I like the
Besides
story of Horde versus Alliance.
It's like think of Legion, okay? You're going to go and you're going to kill Xavius, who you already killed. You're going to go and kill Gul'dan, who's already dead. You're going to go and kill Jaden, who you've already killed. To finally not kill Sargeras, which is the only thing that you were going to do. To randomly kill Argus, which doesn't even really make a lot of sense. I guess it kind of does, but it's a little bit silly. Sargeras doesn't even really play a part in the fight. And yeah, I don't really care a whole lot. You know, Antorus was okay. But Battle for Azeroth, I'm much more excited for, right? And I want to see them kind of break out of the mold. Like, I've been talking about this a lot. I mean, when was the last time that WoW really did something that was revolutionary, you know? And it's hard for me to think about that. And I want to see something that's...
You mean besides
legit.
the Twitter functionality, right?
Yeah, and a selfie stick besides that. Yeah, I mean, it's not... I don't know.
You're talking about something groundbreaking that's unexpected because we always expect, and they perform. They perform to
and
that.
even something that's maybe necessarily expected, but I just want to see them switch things up. You know, now that Classic is announced, I feel like anybody that's going to complain, like, oh, this isn't how it was back in 2004, you know, you just go play back in 2004 in Classic, right? I mean, it's okay. I want to see them make these changes. I want to see them do things differently. And that's what I'm really excited about. That's what I want to see.
I agree. What were you going to say, Rem?
No, I was just agreeing. And on a side note about the Classic, I can't wait for the people in the forums that complained about the grindiness. That's going to be hilarious.
Well, there's already forums about asking Blizzard to fix it, to make sure that to make adjustments. There's already people that are saying we need this, we need that, but you guys want a classic, so what you asking for?
No changes.
I agree. I think if you want that experience, you should have that experience. I didn't play classic, so I come from that aspect of not knowing what it's like. And people say that that's the reason they call me a classic hater. I'm not hating on classic. I like living where I live now, which isn't current. And sometimes it's bad and sometimes it's good. And you ride the lightning because that's what you do when you love a game. You stick through the shit moments and you ride the good moments. But I'll check it out, I'm sure. But it just isn't, I don't know.
There's nothing we're going to devote our time into.
I don't need to know what it's like to
I
walk.
fully intend to waste my life on Classic.
I know you do.
It's going to be great. I can understand that, though. Some people don't really care a lot about Classic, and that's okay. Like, there are some people out there that are, like, Classic fanatics. You know, they've got to talk about it every
Super
second.
enthusiasts, right?
No, not enthusiasts, fanatics. Okay, you know, like those.
They're like vegans.
I feel like fanatics is violent. Is that... Can you be a violent fanatic?
Oh, that's just because they're not in real life, dude. Like, there are so many people that probably would get violent if you said that Classic WoW wasn't the best game ever. And I think it was. I loved Classic WoW. Like, that was all I would do. I would run home from the bus stop to school to play Classic WoW. You know, I was so into that. But at the same time, it's like, if other people don't like it, that's okay.
Yeah, if I could live in Wrath, that's what I'd be down with. But
that expansion sucked.
I loved Wrath. I thought Wrath was a great expansion. I didn't particularly care for Kata. Mists of Pandaria is my favorite expansion of all of them, and I get so much hate when I say that. I just enjoyed. I like pandas. I enjoyed visually the story. I liked it.
You just gave him a brain aneurysm.
Did you just?
You're fighting against your emotions.
I really
against your emotions. Oh, I'm in therapy. Oh no.
You know what? Honestly, though,
despair. Oh no.
Let me tell the truth. The truth was because Destruction Warlocks were in the best state they had ever been across the board, whether it was PvE or PvP.
I will agree with that.
We were in the best state across the board. Where yes, we were OP. However, like we struggled just like everybody else does for certain things, but it was the most stable I've ever felt with my spec. And I think that's probably why it was my favorite. Cataclysm brought a lot of changes to Destruction that I wasn't emotionally equipped to deal with, and I quit playing for 6 months. I was like, yeah, I'm not doing any of this. But I loved
Cataclysm. I really did. It was a good point in my life. You know, I would just like come home from community college, slacking off and playing Cataclysm. It was the best thing ever. I like all of my stupid memes I thought of, like the whole big dick thing. I thought that up in Cataclysm.
You're not the first one to think of a big dick, Asmongold. I just want you to understand that you did not make that up.
No, I know I didn't make it up.
Women have been thinking of that there for the last fucking 11 million years.
We were the first ones that did it, okay? There is nothing that predates
You were the first one going big dick, though?
Yeah, we were. We were the absolute first ones. Me and Jeff. Jeff sitting on that sofa over there, and us listening to a rap song saying, "Go hard." And by "go hard," we thought hard meant his dick, and we just took it one step further.
The youth of America and how they are formed.
we were complete losers, and this is all we would do. And we just sit there, and we'd lay in bed, and we'd think about ways to scam people out of their gold and WoW. Like, that's all we would do. It was great. And like, you know, like those bear runs that you do back in Cataclysm, you know, from the new ZF or ZA?
Yeah.
We did this one thing. This is hilarious. You guys are going to love this. So we would...
I'm scared. I'm legitimately scared.
People, and we would get all the way up to the bear boss. We'd kill him and have the fifth person help us, and then we'd vote kick the fifth person out as the bear thing was going to pop up.
You're a piece of shit! Oh my god!
Yeah, and like, we did it. This is the best part, is that we did this when everybody already had them out. We just did it to do it.
Just because like, it felt good? It just sometimes chaos
like,
feels good?
2 a.m. Well, let me text Jeff. Hey, Jeff, you want to fuck with some people? He's like, yeah, sure, all right, let me get on. All right, man, get in Skype. Let's do it. You know, this is all we used to do. It was my whole life. You know, we had this one thing where, you remember those bloodthirsty groups where people would, like, queue up and use that pre-made AV enabler?
Yeah.
Thing? Well, this is one thing that we did. There's this one girl that like would queue up, and I remember she never typed an entire line of text without there being huge grammatical errors. Like, she was functionally illiterate, okay? And so the funniest thing about this
sounds
was,
like half of my family.
well, we would get in there, right? And there'd be like 8 of us. And we would report her AFK as soon as we got in, and we get her kicked out of her own battleground that she set up. But there was no way for her to know who was reporting her. So she kept kicking different people out, and we just join on our alts. And so, and she'd be spamming in caps lock, angry, and she ended up, I think she could quit the game or something. And I know that some people might be thinking this is fake. I actually recorded this happening.
Somebody said, I don't know you at all. Here's the thing, guys. I see a different side, okay? I choose to see the good in him, and I choose to see all the positive things.
Well, you know, I mean, occasionally, you know, we helped a few people out on accident. So,
you didn't mean to, but you just did.
I'll tell you guys the first time that I was ever on a stream. I've told this before, and it was on Towley's stream. I was doing a GDKP run for Firelands, and I joined it, and I created the entire run so I could ninja the pot at the end and shave gold off the pot so I could take extra money. And that was where we invented the whole big dick thing. And we told people they had a big dick if they put in more money, so we'd get more money to take for ourselves at the end. And then I just did like 8 different math equations, confused everybody, muted the people that figured it out. And then I took all the money. So basically the first time I got on stream was whenever I was scamming Towley, you know? And the funny thing about that is Towley remembers. That's how good that raid was.
Me and you, while similar, are very, like, you're evil and I'm good. Like, we are complete opposite ends of the spectrum in that. Like, I'm so a goody-goody, like, help everybody. Like, you are we are complete opposites, but yet we're friends.
And this is, like, my job. You know, I did this every day. And honestly, I wish that, you know, I've got, like, you know, this whole Twitch career thing, you know, career.
Is that what it is? Is it a career? Is it?
I hope
Do
not.
you find that you're career-y? Do you feel like you're career-y? Is that a word, guys? Career-y?
Career-oriented?
Yeah, do you feel like this is your job?
No.
It's a good question, because I've always wondered that.
No, people ask me, what do you do? And I don't even, I don't tell my stream on Twitch. They're probably going to think it's like my free cams or something. Like, I'm just like, yeah.
They're going to think you're fucking streaming for Casey Tron.
Exactly, yeah. Doing, you know, helicopter dicks for tokens.
Great, now we're going to get banned. Thanks.
Well, okay.
Now we're banned.
It's not until the 5th.
Oh, it's not until we're good. We can be dicks on the 5th.
No, I mean, yeah, look, like, I don't tell people that. I tell people that I used to tell people I was unemployed. Right. And now it's like, yeah, well, it's like, if I'm unemployed, why am I doing something every day? Which I know people are going to be laughing about because I actually don't stream every day. You know, I flake out all the time. But
yeah, because you're at Wendy's or Taco Bell.
Well, I wake up at like 12:30 and I'm like, yeah, guys, they're not going to be there. I'll see you later. You know, and then that's it. You know, it's the way it goes.
Always has the best excuses when he doesn't stream too. They're my favorite because he never uses the same excuse twice ever. Ever. But I want to tell you guys something. So those of you who don't know Asmongold, welcome. But there's a side that Asmongold doesn't necessarily share with the world. But I'm going to tell you that while I'm sure you probably have more hate than anybody I've ever met in my life, and that's okay because I like you and that's all that matters, right? Like, it just is what it is. People are going to hate.
I'm a good boy, too.
Right. But the whole reason we are doing the show on Wednesday instead of our normal night Thursday is specifically because on Thursday evenings, Asmongold goes to dinner with his dad every Thursday. So
that's right.
We moved the show day for him because I thought to myself, wow, he wants to make sure that he takes his dad to dinner every fucking Thursday night, and I can, like, that's solid. So
he takes me to dinner. He
well,
pays.
It
like
doesn't matter who pays. Doesn't matter who pays, okay?
Oh, it does to him.
Oh.
My dad is the cheapest person I've ever known. Like, you know, one time I was at Wendy's, and I ordered a cheeseburger.
He wouldn't let you get extra bacon?
No, it's worse.
Does it get worse than no bacon?
He said, you don't need cheese. And you know what? I didn't know what to do. I just didn't get the cheese. And I complained to my mom about it, and she got mad. You know? And she talked to him about it, and he didn't care. You know, and like my dad wasn't even a big fan. You know, I'd be like, Dad, I got Invincible. He's like, that's great. Did you get a job? You know?
I feel like me and your dad
at
are
all.
spirit animals. I
No.
really feel.
He cares about money. You know, like I went, the first stream I ever did, I told my dad, I'm like, yeah, Dad, I'm going to do a stream. And he's like, what is that? And I tell him like, yo, this is this thing where like people watch me play video games. And he's so confused. He doesn't even know what the hell is. He's like, what why?
That's what I always say. I don't understand why.
What's the point? This is stupid. And I'm like, yo, I'm going to do it anyways. All right, yeah, sure. Just don't let it get in the way of work, you know, which was like my YouTube videos. I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. And so I stream, and the next day I go to Wendy's with him. And my dad's like, hey, how'd that stupid thing that you did go? I mean, he didn't say. He said, how'd the stream go or whatever it was. I'm like, it went pretty well. And he's like, okay. And I'm like, I got $150. And he's like, what? I'm like, yeah. He's like, for what? I'm like, for nothing. For playing. What? They just gave you $150? I'm like, yeah. It's like, well, what'd you do for them? I'm like, nothing. They just gave me $150. And my dad's so confused. He's like, okay, well, you're going to do it again today, right? And after that, my dad was my biggest fan.
Yeah, because he's your dad. Even if he thinks you're doing something stupid, he's still going to support you.
Oh yeah, Belle's mom is her biggest fan. She doesn't even know what the hell is going on, but she's like, I'm so proud of you.
Every week she messages me. I'm assuming she watches the show on YouTube later, and she's like, honey, you were so right about everything you said. And I'm like, what?
That's nice.
You have no idea what's going on. Yeah,
that's good.
She's literally my favorite person ever to support. I think that's great, though.
Yeah, my mom has always been a supporter of me. Like, she's always been okay with what I've been doing. I even tell her things like, oh, Mom, I ninja-looted the Flame Town of Abyss Resort. And she's like, well, I thought you already had that. I'm like, yeah, but this time it was for Jeff. You know? And she's like, well, that's great. What happened? And I told her, like, yeah, they got so mad. They were screaming in vent, and she's laughing. I'm laughing. It's great.
That's too funny.
She's totally okay with it.
Too funny. All right. Now, this particular little part here is going to be Nightborne lore from Rem. We've been covering the allied races little by little, just giving a little bit of story for those that are interested in having that, which, guys, Nightborne's the best ever, so in case you didn't know.
Not really.
It's the worst one.
Get the fuck out of here. We cannot be friends.
Right,
listen.
So we've got the Void Elves, right? Which are basically like hot emo girls. That's awesome. Okay,
they're just dark versions of Blood Elves.
Exactly.
They're the other emo elves.
They're like cheerleaders gone goth, which is perfect. Number 2, you've got the High Mountain Tauren, which are basically Tauren except for they have antlers.
Yeah, the Canadian moose.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, it's Canadian Tauren. And I forgot. Oh, Lightforged Draenei. Yeah, who cares? And then you've got Nightborne.
So you're telling me you're not a Nightborne fan? Is that what's happening right now?
Yeah. Well, what do you mean? I mean, like I spent all this time like giving Tharissa all this mana, and I'm an Alliance player, and now she's like, yeah, we're part of the Horde just because Tyranda's a bitch.
Listen, first of all, Tharissa's my boo. Okay, that's wifey. I'm gonna need you to just respect.
Oh yeah, right.
That union. Okay.
Yeah,
that hurts my feelings.
That's awkward. She told me the same thing.
I was really sad that Nightborne didn't come to Alliance. I'm going to be honest about that.
They just gave the Horde Night Elves, basically.
That hurt my feelings.
Well, yes and no. The model definitely looks a lot better than
Night Elves.
But
I mean, come on, dude.
Well, in that regard, Void Elves and Blood Elves are essentially just a different variation.
Yeah, and the Alliance.
I can't believe what I'm hearing.
They got emo Blood Elves.
I can't believe what I'm hearing right now. I can't.
Look, it's just the truth. It's just
Next, you're going to tell me you hate Suramar, right?
No, Suramar's all right. I like Suramar.
It looks nice until you look at who's in it.
Ugh.
It's good, yeah. Suramar's fine.
Rem's a hater. Anything I like, he doesn't like.
Yeah, you like Suramar? You don't like Suramar?
He doesn't. I love Suramar.
She loves it.
Suramar was my favorite zone of all of Legion, and in fact, visually, I thought it was very breathtaking. I was completely obsessed with Suramar.
I prefer Stormheim. So.
I mean, I don't dislike Stormheim, but Suramar, to me, visually, I think it was the best work Blizzard's ever done, in my opinion.
I think that, I mean, obviously Suramar, the amount of work and everything that was put into Suramar vastly exceeded all of the other zones put together, right?
Yeah.
I thought Val Shara was dog shit. I thought Azuna was pretty much dog shit. I thought High Mountain was my favorite quest questline, and Stormheim was my favorite aesthetics.
The music's
Yeah,
my favorite
yeah.
in Stormheim because it reminds me of Storm Peaks and Howling Fjord.
like-
And
That's probably the only thing we
Yeah.
agree on in terms of zones is the Storm Peak soundtrack is.
it's my favorite of all the
is
game.
awesome.
Yeah. Absolutely my favorite. I didn't, Azuna was really weird to me, but I understood Azuna. It's broken, right? That's where the, you know, the major part of the assault was, and I'm assuming that it probably would look different if it wasn't, you know,
fucked up, yeah.
fucked up and completely destroyed. High Mountain was really awesome, and it's still awesome visually. I didn't really particularly care for the questing, except carrying the baby on your back. That was the only one that was fun for me. And I didn't mind Stormheim questing otherwise. Everything, I mean, it was pretty cool.
I liked High Mountain. Yeah, I think High Mountain had the best quest line because, you know, you help Mela High Mountain, you know, like cement herself as the chieftain of all the clans. You rallied together the clans, and I feel like that was really, really well telegraphed, and the storytelling was really good in that regard. I thought it was very interesting, and I thought it was probably the best quest line, you know, besides Suramar. I mean, obviously Suramar was just like, it was so big and so expansive, it's hard really to compare the two. But in terms of like just the base zone quest lines, I feel like High Mountain was by far and away the best.
That's a good. I don't think we've get very many people that prefer High Mountain. I thought it was very immersive because everything matched really well. Unlike Azuna, where there were so many things that were, it just mismatched, like visually and.
It was a goofball zone.
Right.
I mean, like, there was no reason to go to the Isle of the Watchers. It was stupid except for, like, 3 world quests. A lot of the parts of the zone was just pointless. And I just like High Mountain a lot, honestly. Especially, like, after, like, Daragral, like, destroys the entire village. That creates a certain element of a threat, you know, like a legitimate direct threat.
Yeah, so on that note about the
Yeah.
Drogbar dude, it's a threat, but it also actually changes the world physically. It makes it immerses you into the world. Yeah.
Yeah, and the zone is dynamic in that regard.
Mhm.
The same with the you know, the blood totem and all of that. And I feel like all of that kind of stuff, the way that it comes together is very interesting. And then also having the those other rock guys, the not Drogbar, whatever the other types of guys are, those other guys help you in the end too, to fight off Daragral, and then you have like this.
I call them the mini Tectuses because I don't actually know what they are, but
Yeah,
they
the little
remind me of
Tectus
Tectus. So
Yeah, I mean, I thought that was, I don't know, I just feel like by far and away that was the best zone, you know?
I tried to figure out why I was so obsessed with Suramar, because when we were in alpha and then beta, I probably for a good 3 hours just was dying constantly trying to explore more kind of aspects of Suramar. I think if I had to pin it down, I would probably say it's because I'm a Lord of the Rings buff. So I feel like it reminds me a lot of what I would envision like a real life Riverdale would look like. I really like elves and Rivendell and all that stuff. So that's probably where my obsession comes from. But it's gorgeous visually. It's absolutely
What does it have to do with Rivendell?
Listen, because it looks like the city looks like Rivendell.
Because it's got that elven elegance and stuff like that.
And it's an elven city, but I think that's where the similarities start and end.
You have no imagination.
Well, also, like, Rivendell was on a mountain, too. And Suramar was off of a
I
bay.
didn't say they were exact parallels. I just said it reminded me of that. And I liked that. I like living in that fantasy. I liked being in that city. I didn't really like dealing with the mana crackheads. That was a little weird, but, and I liked I still don't know that I understand all the story. Rem still has to kind of explain stuff that I missed. Either something that happened in the raid or, a quest line that I didn't really pay attention to, that I didn't really understand what it meant. Sometimes I level too fast if I'm not paying attention. But I think it was really good. Val'sharah didn't bother me. I mean, it was very druid in nature. That was what you would expect, especially given the fact that the druid's class hall's there. But it felt very druid to me. I don't like Tyrande, so.
Tyrande, where are you?
It was just garbage. Like, it was stupid that Ysera got mind controlled, then you kill her in a quest line. It's just silly. I don't know. I mean, I guess it made Xavius a little bit more of a threat. It introduced Xavius, but for the most part, I thought Val'sharah was relatively boring.
So you didn't like anything?
No, I
It's
liked.
great.
No, there's two zones I liked a lot. I love.
No, I mean you didn't like anything. Was not one thing in Val'sharah that you could positive?
Blackrook Hold was okay, and I also liked the human encampment. Braden's Brook, I think that's what it's called.
I
Yeah.
do. Braden's Brook was my favorite
yeah,
in
Braden's
Val'sharah.
Yeah, the
Brook
offshoot of
was really
Gilneans, yeah.
I really enjoyed that part of it, and I also I thought that helping the Furbolgs was a little bit interesting too, but other than that, I thought it was kind of boring. It was just a typical goofball story.
Cracking nuts and picking up squirrels, or is it cracking squirrels and picking up nuts?
I feel like one of those is illegal and one of those is frowned upon. But
Yeah,
I mean,
whatever gets it done.
yeah, in this day and age of the internet.
Give me the
So
billboard.
let's talk about Nightborne stuff. Why do we have them? Our beautiful, wonderful Nightborne.
The long story short of that is, like he said, Tyrande is a bitch. But in the unlock scenario, you are the Horde champion, and you are escorting the Nightborne, Thalrissa, Alukath, and I forget the other guy's name, but through Silvermoon, and you come upon Illyria is also visiting Silvermoon at the same time to make a pilgrimage to see the Sunwell, because in her time it's been 1,000 years since she's been set foot in Eversong Woods and around Silvermoon. And as you're walking through, they sense that because they know that she's been tapping into the void, and at first they're hesitant about allowing her in, and eventually they're all together. Lothamar, Thalissa, and Illyria are all going into the Sunwell, and the void energy in Illyria causes some, not like catastrophic, but some bad things happen in the Sunwell room. And you, as a champion, and Thalissa and Lothamar are getting rid of the void energy and culling the threat. And that sort of solidifies Thalarissa's opinion on joining the Horde, is because one, the Blood Elves and the Nightborne are very similar in their thirst for magic, and they're not because they don't really need it anymore, but on the fact that they were withering, and they are very similar in their hunger. But and so they send Illyria away, but that brings and then Thalissa pretty much says, swears fealty and says, hey, we're going to join the Horde. But that's the only similarities that they have to the Horde is the Blood Elves. I can see them clashing with Sylvanas, maybe. They're very honorable, like the orcs, so they have that going for them. Goblins are assholes, so that makes no sense. And then undead, that's borderline blasphemy, so
It's stupid.
regardless of their feelings for Tyrande, they should have gone with the Alliance. One, because
Bell doesn't want to play Horde. That's really the most important reason they should be Alliance.
there's that.
Right.
But they have more ways of fitting in and furthering the cause. For the Horde, Nightborne are intellectually more adept at everything. The combat capabilities that they have to give to the Horde is exponentially better than most races. And their arcane affinities and their power in the arcane is second to none. And I think they're going to be a good match for the Horde in that sense. They're going to be very, very powerful, but on a not ethical level, but in terms of connecting with each other, they're not going to really have a fit in the Horde unless they just make buddies with the Blood Elves the whole time.
It doesn't make any sense, and it's stupid. Like, that's what it is. And it made no sense to me. Like, whenever the Nightborne got
My favorite is when he doesn't like something. It's just fucking stupid.
Well, it is. I mean, it makes no sense, and just because Tyrande is kind of a bitch, and also Tyrande ended up helping them at the end.
Yeah,
Like, she helped them. She was at the top of the Night Spire with Illidan and everybody else.
Yeah.
There's no reason for Tyrande to be mad, you know?
And Tyrande and Liadrin. Yeah, Liadrin and Tyrande put forth the same efforts.
They were both there. Like, yeah, Tyrande was kind of a bitch to Tharissa. Oh, wow. Well, this means we're going to go to the entire other faction. What is this, Mean Girls? It's insane.
Well, we only wear pink
with us.
We only wear pink on Wednesdays, and this is Wednesday, and none of us are wearing pink.
Yeah, on that note as well, because Tyrande pretty much she was justified in what she said because they did turn their back on everyone else during the War of the Ancients. So, I mean, 10,000 years of a brooding revenge kind of thing, it's kind of hard to break, even though. Yeah.
Explain. I'm trying to figure out. So originally, when we first found out that Nightborne was going to Horde, I was upset about them not being Alliance, and everybody told me I was stupid because lore-wise it wouldn't make sense if they were Alliance. And I thought, okay, well, maybe I am stupid. Well, I'm just going to believe it. So I'm trying to figure out. Since then, I've seen a lot of people saying the opposite. It doesn't make sense that they're Horde. They should be Alliance. Can somebody give me a definitive answer on...
Both sides make sense for them to not be and to join them. So, I mean, lore-wise, either one works. It just worked in favor of the Horde because they made this Tyrande feud thing where she turns into a raging...
Tyrande is not well written.
Yeah, she used to be like a really well-rounded character. Now she's...
just vindictive, short-sighted, childish, and she's supposed to be the priestess of Elune. Give me a break.
It's completely backwards from how she was in Warcraft 3.
Warcraft 3, yeah, she was
Third War.
Silly.
But I just want to know also, how do you guys think they're gonna keep Nightborns relevant? I mean, you think it's I know it's stupid and it doesn't make sense, but how can they be relevant?
I love Nightborns, Kate. Hello.
Well, they're not going to make them relevant. Like, how are Wargren? I guess Wargren are kind of relevant. Let me think of another race that nobody. Pandas. How are pandas?
That's true. Ultimately, those are really not the most relevant ones.
Yeah. How are dwarves really relevant? You know, you just have Muradin is there, and he's like, "Yep. Well, here's me, and
here's my gun."
Yeah.
Well, nowadays, yeah, but previously they were a pivotal part of the Alliance, but
they're not relevant in like as far as current content's concerned.
Look at gnomes.
They're just there.
What do gnomes do?
Hello,
nothing.
We're awesome. Okay.
They do nothing. They sit there. I mean, they can't even get their. I mean, think about it. They can't even get their city back from a bunch of lepers. You know, I mean, it's a really, really low bar, and gnomes still can't get over it. It's the most pathetic race in the game.
It's not limbo, so you know.
They look cute though.
Wouldn't even be able to walk under it either.
Yeah.
I'm quite partial to my human. Belle's a human, and people have always asked me why do you play? Why is your main a human? You are a human in everyday life. There's something that really connected me with having a warlock human. I don't know. I always liked it. Personally.
I always play humans too. It's okay.
Yeah. It just made sense to me because
it's all about them elves.
Well, and she's got a really nice butt though. If I'm being 100% honest.
That's true.
I really like watching her walk. I know that makes me kind of weird, guys, but
a little bit.
I actually, whenever they added in like the new hairstyles in Wrath of the Lich King, you guys remember that? And they added in like that weird, the variant hairstyle. I went there on day one and I changed my warrior's hairstyle to that forever. That's what it's been. And back then I thought that, you know, whenever I get older, I'm going to grow my hair out to look like this. But then I started going bald, so it's never going to happen.
Oh.
Yeah.
You can get weaves and make it a thing.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I feel like that's more trouble than it's worth. I miss the human females had the older style bun pre-Warlords, or maybe
Yes.
And now they changed it to like the old lady bun, which is not my favorite. Because it was like a, you know, obviously you're a dude, so you're not going to really understand where I'm coming from because hair is just hair, but you get what I'm saying because like you like the varying hair, but it was like a nice kind of messy bun type, stylish, and now it's like a fucking old lady granny bun.
Like a ferocious warrior. I was like, haha, yeah, here I am. And you know, I can't do that in real life. It's sad.
I feel like you could because they have those costumes and you could
cosplay.
You could do it. I feel like you've already taken your first step. You went to BlizzCon, dude. That was already like
I did go to BlizzCon.
I had been asking you for like 3 years to go to BlizzCon. You were like,
I didn't want to go.
We'll see. And then
and then I didn't go. And then finally, like Blizzard was like, "Hey, we're gonna pay for you to come out here and do the show." And I'm like, all right, fine. You know,
I'm obligated.
I honestly, like, Rich and Hot had wanted to do it a lot more than me. Like, if it was just up to me, I'd be like, yes, all right, I'm good.
You guys had only been podcasting for like 2 months at that point, right?
It was a little bit longer than that. It was like 3 or 4, but yeah, it was pretty new into this.
How to be a new podcaster coming onto the scene where there have been World of Warcraft podcasters who've been around for 4 or 5 years, and some that have even been around longer. And of all the people, this fucking guy gets invited to go to the legendary stage. How does that even happen? I don't even know. How does that happen? I'm not bitter about it at all, guys. We're not bitter.
We make it work.
But we're not bitter because he's my dude and I was happy for his success. But people got to wonder, how is that even a thing? But then, you know.
Well, I mean, we got a lot of people watching the show, and that's what's important.
You guys are very powerful men. I think you have better fashion sense than Rich, though.
I don't know about that. I really don't. I think Rich, you know, my mom, she's like, which one is Rich? Is he the one with the fancy pants? So, like, that's the only thing that she knows about him.
I mean, she's not wrong.
I feel like his style's overrated. Tell him I said that. I feel like his style's overrated. I just feel like his style's overrated. I don't see anything spectacular there.
I mean, he dresses nice.
I like his one jacket, but that's it.
It looks like my fucking grandma's old couch.
That's what's good about it.
That's mean.
That's the whole thing. Yeah.
That's mean.
But it's not wrong.
No, it's not. I sent him a thing for him to buy for Christmas. It was like a bunch of weird fucking patchwork Christmas shit. I told him to buy that suit.
I wore sweatpants and my hoodie that I hadn't washed. Like, I bought a hoodie in 2006 whenever I first started playing WoW. And I've washed it, I think, 7 times since then. And I wore that exact hoodie and some sweatpants up to BlizzCon. And I performed live. So, I mean, and I told myself I'm going to wear the hoodie. You know, my original WoW hoodie that I bought whenever I was 16. I'm going to wear that to the BlizzCon stage. You know, take it full circle. So, I don't know about I think Rich has got a little bit better sense than I do.
I just feel like it's over the top. Over the top. All right, guys, let's talk about what happened. Excuse me. Sorry, I was going through puberty there. NA Cup last week. Guys, this was an exciting moment to not just be a Method fan, but to work for Method. But, like, it was a big deal. A really, really big deal because Sea-Doo got his win, and that was super awesome. Method Orange did end up taking... they did take the cup, which I have... So here is basically how the standings play themselves out. I mean, the move put up a good fight, and Method Orange had to fight themselves back from lowers bracket, so it definitely wasn't like they just didn't decimate everyone. They had to fight their way there. Rejects played really well. Method Black played really well. Synergy Reborn is so weird because I don't... It's hard for me because they're basically making fun of 2 teams that used to be Method because they used to be Method and they're not Method. So it's hard for me to...
I have Method Synergy, Method Reborn.
Yeah, like I can't take it seriously, but I think it's good things regardless. The tournament play was pretty good. I didn't watch the first half. I'm not going to lie, guys. I was passed the fuck out asleep. Didn't wake up. I wasn't going to wake up for finals, so I watched the second half. But... This is Cup 2, and we have one more Cup before the finals for NA, and I believe we have one more Cup for EU before the finals. Keep in mind, the your top 4 teams from each region are going to go to the spring finals, and then I think summer finals are next after that. So the way that the standing is looking right now, those are your top 5 teams, based off points, of course, because, you know, points matter here, unlike other things. Yeah, I think it's going to be really good. I don't know. I want to
Super Frogs.
Yeah, Super Frogs.
That's their name.
Yeah.
Great.
There's a team called Sneaky Snakes.
Yeah, they're Frogadocious.
That's my boy. That's Logan. That's SSDS. Yeah, we play together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are you his biggest fan?
Allcraft is actually going to sponsor their team.
You lie.
No, I'm serious. We're going to get jerseys made for BlizzCon.
So that's interesting.
Yeah. It wasn't like anything serious. We just thought it'd be funny.
Right. Who's your favorite team of all the teams? Do you have one?
No. I don't care. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me at all. You know, I mean, whoever wins, wins. I mean, I think WoW PvP, it hasn't really been a big deal since like.
Listen, it's a big deal in my house, okay? You've never been in listening distance of me watching PvP on television because
I understand. It's just that to me, it's not a big deal. Like I never watch them. Like
do you watch the MDI?
Well, I mean, I watch like a little bit of it, but not really. I mean, I watch MDI more than I watch PvP. Yeah. Because it's interesting.
To me, the tournament's interesting, and obviously I've been a Method fan since the beginning of time, even before I joined Method. Yeah. I was a Method fan before Scott had a beard, okay? Like, before Scott went through puberty.
I don't even watch my friends play. I'm like,
you're like,
if you win. Just check, are you lost? Idiot. You know?
You're the best friend ever.
When did Scott not have a beard? I'm confused.
Yeah, there was a time when he didn't have a beard and had not hit.
Back in like Lusa Pandaria.
Yeah, he didn't even have a. Yeah. He hadn't even hit puberty. He was like super tiny, skinny kid. Yeah, like, yeah, and then all of a sudden, I don't know if
eating a lot of food.
I don't want to say that it was roids, but he just got really large very quickly, and now we see the very intimidating version that we see today. Honestly, though, he's a really nice guy for being his. You know,
he's a good guy. He's been on our show a bunch of times. He's always been nice to me, and yeah, I've got only good things to say.
Yeah, he's one of my favorite people to work for. Like, you know, he's good people.
He's a good guy,
and he cares. That helps.
Yeah, I mean, it really does. I mean, obviously, like WoW PvP, you know, Method in a lot of ways carries WoW PvP. You know, they offer a lot of sponsorships for teams, and it helps people out really. And I think it keeps the esport alive. And I mean, without Method, obviously, I'm sure other people would do other things, but Method really does come in there and help out a lot.
Well, yeah, not just esports; they're fucking still growing.
They just got a Fortnite team, and
they've got a FIFA. Like, why? No.
Yeah, they got HOTS now. I mean, they're doing. They dropped some things that I think didn't fit the organization. Like, I don't think Rocket League kind of fit the organization. It just didn't make a whole lot of sense with what we were doing. But, I mean, the boys were very, very talented. Yeah, they're doing a lot of things. And one of my favorite things, of course, is the rivalries in PvP, which is probably half of the reason why I do enjoy watching that. Because everybody loves a good comeback story. But, yeah, I
just like watching Twitter wars. You know, tweeting at each other, getting mad.
I know, so bunch of fucking grown ass men. Come on.
Oh, I love it. I really, that's my favorite thing. You know, just watching them get mad at each other, tweeting about each other. Oh, you know, I hate people that are like this.
It's embarrassing.
About somebody. What's embarrassing? It's fun. Like that's the only fun thing about PvP is people get mad. You know, it's like, what do you don't
Oh, I like the rivalry because I have a particular person that I dislike that PvPs and they're a rival of Method, which I try not to say that out loud, but yeah, there's certain people I don't like, so I enjoy that rivalry.
Isn't it funny though? Like, that's why you watch NASCAR. You don't watch NASCAR to know who's going to win. You watch it to see the cars get in a wreck.
I mean, you know? I like Kyle Busch.
I'm going to go back to what I said 4 episodes ago. NASCAR's so fucking boring.
Well, of course. That's what, yeah.
That's why you wait for the right
next to get drunk and pass out. Then they wake up at the last 10 laps and they're excited. and that's it. You know, it's, as I said, the only reason people get excited about NASCAR is if there's a crash. It's the same thing about Twitter wars.
Yeah, you just wait for the right turn.
Yeah.
I do like to see some. I'm trying to play the good person here, right, guys? Because I'm trying to get right with the Lord. So trying to get right with the Lord, I'm trying to not be, me all the time because apparently people don't like that. But I am trying to be better, so I'm trying to be like, oh, I don't really like that stuff on Twitter. But I do like to see some drama occasionally. Mostly, it's really because my life doesn't really have that. So it's one of those things like because I don't have it. Sometimes watching it is fun. It gives me a little.
Yeah, it's hilarious. You know, I love that. You know, and then you watch it, and then you just go back to your life, and it's fine.
I think as long as it's just that drama, I I think then that's fine. But
It's like that moments where I don't like drama in my life. You're like, what's going on?
I know.
Yeah, what's going on over here?
Yeah, I don't like. I can't stand drama, and then I go downstairs and I'm like, "Hun, you're never gonna believe what I just saw."
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I said I'm trying to pretend to be good, but I feel like that's not really what I meant.
I don't try to pretend to be anything. Like I'm okay saying it. I'm okay being how I am. People don't like it. That's okay.
If I wasn't, then why would I say I am?
I mean,
Okay, Eminem.
it's good words. Like, it's pretty good words. Guys, for what to do this week in WoW, collect your Mythic plus 15 weapon appearance. If you have not done it, go do it. Like, I'm sure you guys can handle.
Yeah, just go do it.
I'm sure you could handle it. It's not as scary now as it used to be. Everybody has 11 million fucking legendaries because you can buy them. So, I mean,
I still don't have Suffuse, so that's a lie.
they're practically.
If you don't have every legendary by now, you haven't been.
I'm
playing.
saying like they're literally throwing them at you.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I do skip some world quests.
Like, you don't even have to
Well,
BB
I
touch
had
anymore to
those
get
at,
it.
like the beginning of TOS. I had every legendary at the beginning of TOS. Like, how do you not have all of them?
Well, I work 10 hours of the day, so.
Honestly, he has really crappy luck.
Oh, jeez.
He has really
Like
crappy
real
luck.
life. Oh no. I could understand that.
We have careers, you know. We have careers, right? We have actual
I'm a
careers.
professional neckbeard.
With the,
Boy, I can understand.
I've been trying to grow a beard.
It's not even a neck beard, though. That doesn't count.
I'm trying to grow a beard. It's not working.
So.
I had to shave it actually.
Do you ever shave it like all the way off? Just like.
No, actually I don't. I used to have teeth problems and my teeth rotted out, and so it messed up my jawline.
So you just keep it to cover it?
Yep.
Maybe I should do that. I feel like I would look good with a beard. Right?
Yeah, I don't know. I've
Just
never
like
seen a girl that looks good with a beard.
No.
I mean, she looks okay with the mustache, so.
Wow.
Oh, no.
Fuck you.
Oh, no.
Fuck you and your mother. Just kidding. Don't tell your mother I like your mother. Yeah, so once BFA happens, the appearances for the plus 15 and the Mage Tower are not going to be available.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure that you get them. But just pick a week where the affixes are not like every worst combination ever. What would you recommend for somebody if they wanted to do a plus 15 to get that? What would be the perfect combination?
There's the Sanguine, Fortified, and I forgot what the last one is. Like, that week is a complete joke. Like, Sanguine, I forgot, is it Volcanic? I forgot. It's a very, very easy week. But honestly, if you can't get it done by now, if you can't get a plus 15 done by now, you suck and you don't deserve it.
Like, it is Sanguine, Volcanic, and Fortified, you said?
That's the easiest one. Volcanic, yeah.
So that'll be the 20th through the 26th of March.
Yeah.
For that week. Oh, actually, yeah, the 20th through the 26th. Asmongold saying that's going to be your week to get your plus 15.
That will be the easiest one.
Good word. I knew you would know that because I was trying to figure out which would be the best one to tell them. And then I thought, yeah, well, I don't know. We attempted to do it, and I was under the impression that you just had to complete it. You didn't have to complete it in the time, but that's actually a lie. You don't unlock your appearance unless you at least complete it in the...
Yeah.
You don't have to have any of the other timers.
Just get carried. Like, just say you've got a key, and then only invite people who are 970. That's easy.
That feels like a very girl thing to do, and I'm pretty much not about that life.
That's all the time.
I don't need to be carried. I just need people that are willing to go. I'm 962 item level. I'm not mythic, but I'm not
oh, you should be able to do it easy.
Yeah, I'm not mythic, but I'm not a scrub either, so.
I mean, I got mine, so.
I went with a group and we didn't clear it in time. We were like 11 or 12 seconds off from clearing it in time because you have to finish it. You don't have to do the other two. You just have to at least do it in the in the one timer. But go get it because I don't want to hear anybody crying when BFA is out and you're like, oh, QQ on the forums because I can't get my appearance. That's only if you care about that, though. If you're interested in having that appearance, even if you have alts that you might want that appearance on for, you know, a weapon sometime later, I would imagine I don't feel like a lot of people are going to be transmogging the weapons since we've had them for an entire expansion. I'm excited about a different type of weapon visually.
Yeah.
So I don't know how important that is to people, but I'm ready to not look at the same weapon, honestly.
Yeah, like for instance, me with my Shadow Priest, we've always used like a hammer, an offhand, or a staff, and they gave us a dagger now. It's like, okay, Are you guys going to give us daggers from now on? Because I actually want to transmog some of them because some of them look fucking badass. But
they should have made a way for Shadow Priest to use a staff. I agree with you there.
Mm-hmm.
I said that recently, and I want to say somebody disagreed with me. I feel like it was you, Rem.
Well, they're wrong.
No, you're asking about the disc and holy.
Was I?
Yeah, you're saying like, can't you use that on the staff? But I don't know yet, so.
Oh, I do feel like if I were to see a Shadow Priest, I would see them with the staff visually in my mind.
Well, it's like you have, I mean, some of the most iconic items were like Shadow Priest items, you know, like a Tiash was kind of a Shadow Priest item.
Yeah, Absolution, so.
Yeah, Absolution.
No, yeah.
Dragon Wrath, you know, these are all staves.
Mm-hmm. Whispering Eye.
My Whispering Eye was my favorite. That's another thing I love from Miss Pandaria that nobody else likes, apparently.
All that staff from...
The Gaze of Arrogance.
Yeah, Shaw of Pride.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we call it the Whispering Eye.
I did call it the Whispering Eye. And people, so at the end of the expansion, this was before my guild started doing any kind of raid. We were just basically pugging back when it was Flex. And we would just run trying to get everybody the, the BOA for their weapon BOA from Garrosh. So we would just farm and farm and farm and farm. And when we would be, I think back in the day was like, what was it? The thing the voice comm to use, not TeamSpeak, whatever, Vent or the other one, right? Well, I don't know that I've ever used Mumble, but probably Vent would have been, maybe.
There's Skype, Mumble, let's see, people use TeamSpeak, they use Dolby Axon temporarily.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, the big thing was TeamSpeak and Mumble in the guilds that I was in.
Well, I would tell people, they would ask me where I got it, and I'm like, yeah, that's my Whispering Eye, and people would say, do you know what that means? And they would giggle. Obviously I know what it means, that's why I'm calling it my Whispering Eye. Like, clearly I know what it means.
Yeah
It's my favorite because boys think girls don't got jokes too. They think we don't like jokes about vaginas. Guys, we like jokes about vaginas just as much as you do, okay? I'm just gonna throw that out there and let you know a little bit more about women, that we're probably a lot more vulgar too than most men are, and probably expect, if I'm being honest. Yeah. I mean, it's true.
Girls are funny too, get over it.
Yeah, like we sometimes,
Sometimes.
occasionally, in between the emotional meltdowns and the period rages, we're just fine, I promise. So yeah, go get that done. If you're interested in that. If you don't want to, then don't. So anyway, I thought of something that I thought I was going to say out loud, but I decided not to.
Probably for the better.
Yeah. Whatever. All right, so let's talk some guest stuff. I want to get personal with you, Asmongold. And I feel like it's about that time for we could make it a little,
Are we going to get physical?
Yeah, I don't want to say physical per se because I'm not a fan of leaving the house or putting on pants. So that being said, I'm pretty sure he's in that same boat with me. I don't think anybody's going anywhere for anything physical.
That's about right.
Although you guys would be proud of me, today I am wearing real pants because I had to actually leave the house to go to the store. And I haven't had real pants on since BlizzCon, which is in November. It's fucking basketball shorts and t-shirts.
Well, I do the same thing. I have two different outfits. In the winter, I have a hoodie and sweatpants. And then I move from that to basketball shorts and a t-shirt. That's it. That's all I wear.
I'm telling you, we're parallels, except...
there's some of the things. But I actually have dress sweatpants. Like if I'm going to go to an important event, I have dress sweatpants I'm going to wear.
What are dress sweatpants?
Well, they're the ones that aren't as dirty.
Those are the ones you've worn less, so they're cleaner.
Yeah.
They're not wrinkled.
Okay.
As wrinkled. Yeah. The way I look at it is like, if they're not going to accept me in sweatpants, fuck them.
I mean, that's pretty valid, actually. If they'll love you.
Yeah. What is this? Yeah, they're going to take themselves too seriously when nobody here wears sweatpants. Come on.
Half of the people in our chat, I'm sure, don't even wear underwear. So
What do you? Everybody thinks that they're better for this. Oh, you got to wear special pants for this event.
You have to have event pants. Fuck you and your real life event pants. What do you mean I have to get dressed to go to the store? I can't walk around in my
Oh, I don't do that at all. I actually have this thing now where I wear pajamas, and then on top of the pajamas, I wear like normal shorts. Right?
Yeah, I did see you wearing that get
You
up.
saw that at BlizzCon?
Yeah.
Wait, on top of
I
your
invented
pajamas,
that.
you had shorts?
Yes,
Yeah.
you did.
I mean, I wasn't judging chat for
It's
not
a
wearing
new thing.
underwear. FYI.
Yeah, it's a new thing I've started.
Not wearing underwear or wearing your pajamas under your shorts?
Pajamas under the shorts. I always wear underwear. That's disgusting.
So now you're... I feel like it's equally important for girls to wear underwear because we have innies. But seriously, underwear is a big deal, guys. You should... I mean, if you're home, that's cool. I'm not judging, guys. I'm not judging.
Do whatever you want in your house, but if you go outside, you're not wearing underwear. There's a problem.
Yeah.
Like, let's be
I feel
real.
that way about bras as well, and I'm sure a lot of males will disagree, but I'm just saying...
It depends on the girl, honestly. I mean, there's a lot of people that I don't really have
it's
a
a
problem.
slippery slope, and it should be with caution. You should proceed with caution. Okay, so let's get a little intimate. All right, I want those that, because I'm sure it's hard to believe, but there might be people that don't know who you are. I'm sure our podcast people know who you are because you've been on before.
Yeah.
And I've talked about videos or something you've said, of course, without copyright infringement.
That's okay. I don't care.
Yeah, I promise there's no copyright infringement. But I got a candle. Okay, so we can be a little, we're gonna
summon the spirits.
No, we're gonna get into
get a Ouija board too.
Actually, those really creep me out, honestly. Okay, so every hero has an origin story, right? Like, I believe we all have our origin story. So for those who don't know, tell us what your origin story is.
Origin in what regard?
Well, not when you were born, because I don't need to know that story, but your World of Warcraft origin story, which I think you might have already...
I probably told the story before, but I got into WoW in the same way that a lot of kids got into drugs. I was pressured by a kid at school to buy the box copy of WoW. And I had kind of put it off for a little while, and he kind of pressured me. He's like, bro, dude, are you going to buy this or not? And I'm like, I guess I will. And I took it home and I put it on the shelf, and it stayed there until that summer. At that point, one of my best friends, Zach Mickelreevy on Twitch, he came down and he saw this box and he's like, bruh, why are we playing Halo if we could play WoW? And I didn't really know what it was. And he's like, oh, it's like that Warcraft 3 quest line after you did all the other missions, with Rexar. And I was like, he's like, wasn't that cool? And I was like, yeah, that was cool. But doesn't WoW take a subscription? And he's like, yeah, it does, like $15. I'm like, well, where are we going to get $15? And then he tells me that what we're going to do is mow his grandma's yard every week and plant flowers for her. And so basically his grandma was paying our subscriptions for a certain period of time. Then I put my sub on my dad's credit card, and it took him 3 years to figure it out. And you know who paid for my sub this month? My dad. It's still there. All that time, he's still got the same card. I've still been using it, and he's pissed. He's really pissed, but that's okay. Like all those times you didn't need cheese. Well, it's all right, Dad. $1,000.
And he doesn't know. He can't. He probably has no idea how to remove that.
He can't know what to do.
I'm telling you, there's a lot of parallels. I yell, Rem, how often do I yell at my husband? Like, how often have you heard? At least once a month. Well, obviously once a month. But I've left his sub on. He hasn't been playing WoW. He's been playing Overwatch. And I'm like, why the fuck am I paying like $16 every month for you to not play the game? Like, if you're not active right now, I'm going to remove your sub. And every month I say I'm going to do it, and I just forget to go in there and do it, and then I see the fucking charge for it, and I'm like, seriously? You better fucking log in today and do some world quests or something, because we just paid it. But I feel like there's a lot of parallels there. Cause
I like the idea of making him pay for it. It's like almost an accomplishment every single time that I can get him to pay for it.
He gave you life, and now he will pay for your Warcraft.
Give me life in WoW as well.
How do you figure that would equate to how much cheese he didn't let you have? Like, have you ever done the math to see if you've ever gotten your money's worth?
He didn't want me to get extra food in other places. He'd get mad if I spent extra money at the ice cream man. Like, he'd get mad. He's mad if I buy a video game.
You got the chocolate syrup? God damn it.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, you don't need syrup. He get mad about everything. So, I mean, I'm okay with it, and that's the way I look at it. Is like, my dad, you know, I love my dad, but I mean, he was such a dick with money whenever I was younger.
You're
I have no problem making him pay that $50 a month.
You would be my fucking nightmare. I'm pretty stingy with my money too. But I do, like, I give my kids stuff. But I'm that guy that's like, do you really need to supersize your food? Can't you just get the regular size? Like, do you need the large soda? I don't understand.
Yes.
To all of your
But
above.
do you? You need bacon. I would never say no to bacon. Like, bacon is...
Cabana.
I would never say
Mythic.
no to... I want tacos so bad. Speaking of which, favorite taco?
Bean and cheese.
Bean and cheese isn't a fucking taco. It can be a
have a rule.
burrito. It can be in a chimichanga. It could even be
Yeah.
in an enchilada, but it is
it's
not a
bean-
taco.
It's a bean and cheese taco combo. I go there and get.
Oh,
bean
you
cheese
get the
taco.
you get the double.
Yeah, the tortilla, the double taco, and then chips and queso. I don't eat anything that I haven't eaten before.
Then how did you eat it in the first place?
You just like he's like does not compute.
I don't eat anything that I have not eaten before.
But how do you know you had to eat something originally, or are you talking about like from childhood?
I do not eat anything that I've not eaten before. So, like, I am happy with my diet, and it's like, this is it. I can eat this for the rest
He
of
looked
my
like
life.
the fembot was about to fucking explode.
It's simple. You know, you don't want to eat a bunch of different kind of weird stuff.
You do though when it comes to tacos.
Oh,
Not
I'm the exact opposite. I love trying out new food like sushi, octopus.
I'm not about that life.
and-
I'm not about that. Yeah, I'm not about that. I'm about the
squid is really
sushi,
good.
but I'm not about the octopus
Octopus?
life. I feel like you
octopus,
should have
squid.
pet octopuses in
Let
your.
them stay in the water, bro. You don't need to eat those.
Sea urchin is pretty good.
It's
I'll
really,
take your word for it.
It's really squishy and it smells weird. I wouldn't.
It has like a custard.
You shouldn't eat anything that smells weird. You should know that, Rem. I'm just throwing that out there. Like that's like a baseline for being of your gender. You just shouldn't eat anything that
That's
smells.
the thing, man. Is like I would never, I would never eat sushi.
Sushi is really good though. Sushi's
I'll
really
take your
good.
word for it, and I'm never gonna find out if that's true or not.
You'll so I could not like. Let's say there's
If somebody gave me
nothing.
$1,000, I wouldn't eat sushi. Here's the way I look at it: is that I have to be a lean machine, all right? And I power this machine by donuts,
Fucking
all right?
Cheetos.
And I don't want to have any kind of sushi get in the mix and mess everything up.
Yeah, God forbid there's anything healthy also. Right?
Absolutely
Yeah,
not.
we need to stay away
know?
from that. Because your body's
Yeah.
used to a certain thing. If you give it something healthy, your body might completely break down.
It would explode.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, and I'm completely fine with what I eat now.
It'd spontaneously combust. You know?
Something like that.
What's your favorite in-game kitty? That's
Cat?
not a euphemism for anything either, but what's your
Okay,
favorite in-game kitty?
Before
Before anybody makes it weird. Yeah, it could be a pet, could be a mount. What's your favorite in-game kitty?
Probably the Swift-Zillion Tiger. The Swift-Zillion
choice.
Tiger, yeah.
Okay.
Because if I get on that, people click on me.
Like, oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, wow, who's that? Who's that? You know,
Notice
yeah,
me,
exactly.
right? Notice me.
Yeah, notice me, exactly. You got to get inspected
Notice
by
me.
everybody.
Favorite. I feel like this is a dumb question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Favorite class of
Good.
all time, ever in the history of ever?
Probably computer class.
You fucking asshole. I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say that. Actually, that was my favorite class, too. Math was my least favorite. By man, wow class. Piece of shit.
I'd say warrior. You know, the class I've played for over a
Yeah,
decade.
I know. That's
Yeah.
why I said it's pretty stupid, but I feel like there's people that maybe don't know that.
Surprise.
I feel like you could also... Honestly, I would have never pegged you for a warrior. I would have pegged you for a rogue.
I actually, I've told people that I'm basically a rogue in real life.
I 150%, when I first met you and found out you played warrior, I'm like, that's not true. There's no way. He has to be a rogue. Everything about his personality says rogue to me. And I was...
Well, you know, there's also, like, you know, the building, you know, being a guild leader and everything and doing all of that. And I feel like that's kind of a warrior thing.
And leading them into battle.
Yeah,
kinda.
lead them into battle. I lead the charge.
Leading them into death. Got it.
Oh, you know, I mean, if I can loot him afterwards.
God.
You're the guy that I rage about. Well, we don't have to deal with that anymore, but when that was a big problem before, you were the guy that I raged about for 2 hours.
Oh, about ninja looting?
Yeah, because they boot everybody out of the raid.
We never did that.
Yeah, you would never do that.
There was one time I ninja looted the flame town of Elisrazor. My friend Jeff ninja looted to me. And I just finished the raid. And I told him, I was like, what are you going to do now, guys? Leave? Well, I'm not going to do anything else. I only wanted the mount. Like, that's why I was here for it. And they were so angry. But the logic made sense that they stayed.
You know, guys, in truth, Asmongold says a lot of things that I think that I don't say out loud all the time. And I feel like...
I recorded this if you think it's fake.
Oh, no, I believe you.
I don't doubt it.
I believe you
there's 150%. One guy that got pissed.
Well, have you had death threats?
Yeah, all the time.
Well, outside of like in-game messages, have you had anybody ever try to stalk you and find you for a death threat?
Not really, no.
So if I were to ask you, so I feel like I want to ask this question. Now, my favorite thing to do is ask people, not necessarily controversial questions, but questions that could be considered controversial.
Oh, I love controversy.
Well, you are very controversial, and you're public with that, and you're okay with that, and that's okay. I like it. We like it. I think that's great. I feel I watched there was a thread recently, and I don't know why you were the subject of the hate. But it was a slew of people saying, you know, I don't follow him. I mute him so that I don't have to see him. It's all this toxicity. And do you care at all about that whatsoever? Like, is there ever a moment where somebody has said...
I do care a lot. It makes me happy. Because I know that somewhere on the other side of that screen, there is some fat, balding man who's actually getting mad about what I'm doing.
Have you ever... Was there ever a time when you weren't that way, or you've just been that way since birth?
I've always been that way. Like, ever since day one.
Did you get beat up in school?
Not even once. Well, I mean, like, I've had people fuck with me.
Are you sure you didn't get beat up in school?
I'm like 6'3", or like I'm a pretty big guy. I mean, like,
tall people.
I'm skinny.
Short people can clothesline them easier. I'm just throwing that out there. I don't know if you've ever been in an actual battle, but I'm just saying, like.
I've been in like 2 or 3 fights.
Have you ever been in a bar brawl?
No, I don't go to bars. I don't drink.
That's not fun at all.
Neither is having a hangover and getting a DUI.
I don't have any of those because I don't drink in public. But
I never drink.
You've never had one drink?
I've drunk before. Yeah, that's how I know I don't do it.
He learned the hard way.
Well, no, it doesn't like I like.
Did you wake up with some weird shit happening after?
Yeah, next to like a cow and a hooker or something like that. No,
That's
there's nothing like that. No, it's just that I mean, basically I grew up poor. I didn't have money to even buy soda. How am I going to buy alcohol?
Yeah, the good old ketchup sandwich.
That's all about that MD 2020.
I didn't worry about that stuff at all. Like I've never been into drinking or any of that kind of stuff. And usually the people that really got into that lifestyle, some of them are dead, some of them are in jail, and the other half are losers.
Well, I don't think I don't think it's one end or the other for the spectrum. I don't drink it hardly ever, but the week of BlizzCon, there are days I don't remember. But
well, I was there to perform a job. You know, they had me there to perform my show. And so my presence at BlizzCon was centered around performing that show. Right. And so I didn't drink. I didn't stay up late. I didn't do anything. You know, I focused on making sure that I was in the best condition possible.
But what about afterwards, though?
On that show. Oh, then I just did whatever.
Yeah. It
was great. Yeah. I mean, I hung out. I didn't drink. I didn't really stay up that late. But yeah, I mean.
I don't, you know, my whole life is not, I don't drink that often. But I'm a wife and a mother and a full-time job and a podcaster, and I have a fucking 19-year-old daughter who's a fucking nightmare. So that week I spend as drunk as humanly possible and pretty much eating everything under the sun because I don't have to share it with anybody. Like my kids.
It's okay to cut loose. I mean, that's okay. I mean, to me, like it's not really what I do. You know, I mean, I don't really. The way that I look at it is like if your lifestyle is drinking, then you're a loser, right? But if you drink and it's just like something that you do, that's fine. You know,
Moderation, right?
Yeah, it's moderation. Like
Everything in moderation.
What other people do. Yeah, Socrates. Like I don't worry about what other people do. I don't care. Like I'm worried about my own stuff. I don't even read the news anymore.
I like how I don't know who this is in chat, but they keep telling me to say fuck. Obviously, you don't know me very well because it's pretty much every other.
Can't even get a whole word out without messing it up.
Like every other word is pretty much the. Hey, I haven't said the C word this episode though, guys. I'm learning. No.
Counterspell. Cuck.
No, I don't think I've ever said that word. That is like the weirdest word in just the entire. I don't understand that word at all. It's just weird to me. Yeah, but I haven't said the C word the whole show. I told you I'm trying to be a better human, guys. I'm trying to be better human because I'm trying to clean up my act because, you know, I don't want a Twitch ban for.
I don't think that you get in trouble for that one, but I don't really know. Don't quote me on that. Like, I never really got into saying that word. You know, there were just words that I would just use. And that was just, I guess that was just never really one of them.
It's only warranted in serious situations. You know I'm really serious when I say it.
Yeah.
I save it for special people.
Yeah, I used to call people a bitch, you know, or an asshole. Like, and also, like...
Yeah, but that doesn't insult me because, I mean...
Well, the thing is, like, I try to actually use something that is actually... It's like calling somebody any one word is lazy, all right? And they're
oh, you believe like calling them 30 words?
Yeah, well, I mean, thinking of something that's going to actually piss them off. You know?
Oh, you're acting like a bell end now.
No. Like, that's... like, what is this? Doctor Who? You know, come on.
Fucking... He made me name my fucking character this shit, and I didn't even know what it was, and then it's like...
The Faulty Towers.
No, it's like fucking... It's like some other language for, like, asshole or something, or butthole. I don't know. What is it?
No, it's a derogatory word. Pretty much calling someone a penis.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just like I'm just a penis running around in game.
Right?
Yeah, it's a British slang.
Yeah.
No, because she's thinking of names on Alpha. I was like, oh, just Bell End. Like, make it Bell End. She had no idea.
Clever. I like that. It's very clever.
I do agree with the name calling, though, because a lot of, like, obviously as a woman, there's the same phrases that people choose to use, right? Like, we get the same phrases.
Screamer, show your boobs.
Yeah, like...
You're not showing your boobs, I hate you, you are.
Yeah, like...
Like, yeah, they're just going to be mad
Their favorite thing is to call women bitches. I am, though, like, and I'm actually kind of proud of that because I'm not a pushover. So if you want a pushover, you're barking up the wrong tree. But that doesn't really hurt my feelings. It takes a lot to offend me, honestly. It takes a lot to offend me.
I just, the way that I look at it is that I want to say something that makes them look bad, you know, and calling them, you know, some profane word, doesn't matter how bad it is, doesn't make them look bad. It's just like, oh, wow, he used the word.
I feel like you should call them like a lint licker.
Well, it's just something that's...
You call it queen.
Well, it's what I try to do is I try to define people in a very unflattering way. That's the way that I look at it.
You know, I'm trying to think of insults in my head right now. I'm gonna have to DM you later and like say some things and have you give me pointers because I feel like one of these times I just want to lose my shit for no particular reason, just because you can.
Well, you can't really get mad. Like, that's the thing, is the secret is you never get mad. You always make other people get mad, and then you do it with a smile. You're like, hey, you're mad? Haha, that's because of me. I own you.
You are the definition of troll. 150%.
I used to be a lot more. Now I just kind of do what I want, and if people don't like it, fuck them.
Well, and I think that's I think that's the general rule of life in, I mean, especially for people on the internet. I mean, it's the internet.
If you got a thin skin, get off the internet.
I agree.
I mean, that's it. I mean, the thing is, like, yeah, the world doesn't need to be bubble wrapped and safety taped just so you don't get your feelings hurt. I mean, that's pathetic in my opinion. Like, yeah, obviously you shouldn't harass people, but the idea that it's not going to happen is silly. Of course people are going to be mean to you. Like, people are mean to my mom. It's like the sweetest lady ever. You know, they're like, oh,
does it make you rage?
No, I don't care. Why would I care? They're not even, like, if they died tomorrow.
They're not even real.
They're not even real.
Somebody who's mean, I don't know. I'm pretty defensive in that when it's people I care about. Like, I know it doesn't mean anything, right? And I know that ultimately it's just words, right? Or it's just...
Yeah.
One individual, but I'm pretty... I don't know what's the word.
It's that I know who I am. and I don't need anybody else to tell me. It's not even going to affect me at all.
Well, I feel like that's because you go big dick.
Well, that's the way to do it.
I just want to tell you, though, I'm pretty sure mine is bigger. Like, we haven't measured or anything, but I want to throw that out there. I mean, we might have to have, like, some type of official measure off, or I don't really know how do you weigh? Do you, like, are there several different?
I think there's length and girth, right? And girth is for people that don't have length. That's the truth.
Well, nobody likes short and stubby.
Yeah, nobody wants it showed.
Nobody wants short and stubby. But I do feel like mine, I know you're pretty.
I mean, come on. I don't even, the way that I look at it is that I've never been one of those people that, like, I don't try to, like, measure and like, worry about all this kind of stuff.
Well, whatever.
I'm going to be honest. I've never measured my dick.
Do you even know what it looks like?
Yeah, I'm aware of that. But the thing is, like, I never worry about how long, like, other people, like, they're so, like, worried about this. I'm not at all.
Somebody said Titan Forged.
Yeah. Exactly.
Titan Forge that isn't the exception, but it's rather the rule, because everything Titan Forges. Everything Titan Forges, guys. Even your herbalism drops Titan Forge. Okay. Somebody said I got a can of tuna.
What?
Oh. Chat, I just happened to glance down and...
Oh, because when
I got a can of tuna. Okay, so... What have we've pretty much covered a lot of things. This was not our normal informative episode because I wanted to do...
Yeah, you're talking about phalluses and stuff like that.
Did you say phalluses?
Oh, you guys don't do this every time? That's too bad.
We
don't talk about additional appendages.
Well,
yeah.
I do when I stream, but we don't, like, on the show occasionally, but I've had a really long week. And
but we do talk
that's
about
why it was the perfect week to have you on, though, because it's been a real shit show at work, and I've been working till 10 every night, so I was like, yeah, I just need to hang out and not be too serious. Sometimes you can't take yourself too serious.
Departos.
Try not to.
Departos. Because Departos is amazing, guys. So where I'm going to have, for those of you not watching live and listening on iTunes or Spotify, iHeartRadio, all the million places we are, and rewatching this on YouTube, all the information on how you can follow Asmongold on Twitter, follow his stream, follow his show Allcraft. Most of you probably already do anyway. But is there anything exciting that you have going on for Allcraft in the future? Like, is there anything maybe you want to tell us about?
We're doing a pet battle tournament.
Is that exciting?
Yes.
I don't like pet battles, so
we're going to get more viewers in the PvP tournament. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be absolutely incredible. We're going to have a green screen.
Is it going to be huge?
It's going to be huge. All right, it's going to be amazing, fantastic, beautiful, the best you've ever seen before.
I'm dead right now. I'm so dead.
People in there. I'm going to get all kinds of stuff. I'm going to get a safari hat. I'm going to get my mom to stitch me one of the new pet battle tabards. It's going to be fucking amazing.
Are you going to have cheerleaders?
We'll see what happens. I mean, most people that do pet battles are girls, so, there could be
Is that true? Is that a stereotype?
I mean, every single time I do a pet battle video, there's a bunch of girls commenting below. They're like, wow, this helped me a lot. So, I mean, maybe that's the secret. I mean, yeah, it's going to be amazing. That's the main thing that I'm going for, is that pet battle tournament.
Go hard. Okay.
So, right. What is this? How does one do a pet battle tournament?
We're figuring that out.
Oh, you got it.
Well, no, I mean, like, I have ideas, right? I have ideas for, like, qualifiers and, how we're going to deal with, like, a spectator mode and how we're going to cast it and everything. I do have a lot of ideas, but...
Can I be a caster?
Maybe.
I don't know anything about pet battles, but I'll learn.
Yeah, it's gonna be amazing. Like we don't know when it's gonna be,
Amazing.
but we're gonna see if Blizzard, maybe give us like 10K or something like that to give out for prizes. I was thinking about we'll give all the winners pet. What is it? What's that? PetSmart gift cards.
Shut the fuck
We'll send the first place winner a dog.
I think that's an awesome tournament. I want to cast that tournament because that's gonna make everybody super famous.
Well, yeah, and I mean, like, that's the thing is, like, WoW needs more stuff like that. I also want to do a 40v40 AV tournament.
I can't wait to not be a part of that.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing.
Hate, but I'm totally
yeah, sounds like I can't wait to
great.
be. I like AV, but I really cannot wait to not be a part of that. I feel like you should have a 2v2 tournament as well with tanks only.
2v2 with tanks only.
Tanks only. Think about the possibilities. I think
like a week.
Yeah, we'd have to get some PUBG casters to talk about that because they're used to boring games.
Yeah, I feel it's just because we're slow and old. That's the only reason. Oh, gosh. Guys, that was amazing. I want you guys to follow him and support, put a petition together for Pet Battle Tournament, for him to be the flagship tournament. Is that what is that called a flagship tournament?
It's going to be the first one ever, and it's going to be the best one ever.
It's going to be the best ever, like no one ever was.
That's right.
It's going to be better than all the PvP. And
it will be. We're going to get probably, my goal is to get more viewers than the PvP tournaments.
I feel like, well, that's not really hard recently, or
it's really not.
Just lasted.
Well, it doesn't, like, the viewership doesn't kick in until really when it's closer to BlizzCon is when, like, everybody's kind of riding that excitement train.
Nobody really ever cares.
Yeah, I do.
But
I'll love your pet battles. I will love your pet battle tournament as much as I love PvP.
Okay, that's a good start.
Yeah,
like
see,
that.
like
Right,
we're compromising. We're working together.
Yeah, I can work with that.
I'll even donate some, like
taco money,
bones or something to the pets or some shit. I don't know.
Little pet bones.
Yeah, like I'll donate treats or something.
Yeah. The losers can get little pet bones mailed to them. Hey, this is what you did.
This is why I have a seat now, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
So I just want to say thank you, because everybody thinks I'm really bad, right? So I want to thank you for coming on the show and showing. I'm saying, like, I get a lot of flack where people are like, "Wow, you're such a bitch, and you're so negative, and you always say how you feel, and nobody likes the opinionated gamer girl." It's probably true. All those are probably valid.
Fuck them.
Probably true. But you, like, I had internal things where I'm like, okay, maybe I should start chilling. I need to get right with the Lord. I need to start, maybe not raging as much over things that bother me, or, I just need to start being a little bit more positive. And then it makes me feel good because I feel.
Well, it's like if you go home and you watch Jerry Springer and there's like some guy that's mad that he can't date his sister and you feel good about yourself because you only fucked your cousin.
Right, exactly. I mean, not all those events are occurring, but like some of them.
I would hope not.
Some of those events might. I gotta go back to the kitchen to make sandwiches, but to be fair, I make really good sandwiches, just so we're clear.
Mm-hmm.
So
it is.
If you're ever, in Arizona and you want a sandwich, I got you, because I do make delicious sandwiches. But I am really, really happy that you were on, and I feel like there's going to be some type of I don't know, I got a challenge maybe for you. I'm going to try to see if I could get this thing between you and Jimma. Maybe that'll be really good PR for your tournament.
Oh, yeah.
Good hype, right? Could do hype videos.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be amazing. Like, and I figure, like, hopefully we'll be able to get some other people in the community competing, just to get even more hype for it. I think it's going to be amazing.
I agree. I'm all in. I'm on this train. Like, I'll hype it up. I'll be the hype man. Like, not the cheerleader, but the hype man. Rem looks good in a skirt, though. I mean.
Oh, yeah? Do you?
He's taller, so he's got longer legs than me.
I like the breezy.
He's so make sure you follow Asmongold on all the places. Make sure you check out his, he has his own stream, and then I think Allcraft is streamed on Hodded's channel, right?
Yeah, Hodded89 on Twitch.
Not 69, guys. Don't make this weird. And yeah,
cool.
that pretty much. Oh, you know what we didn't do? I feel like it's going to be wasted on him because I feel like he's going to know all the fucking answers.
Oh, the gauntlet?
Yeah, we're going to do the gauntlet. Hold on, guys.
All right.
I feel like it's going to be wasted on you because I feel like you're going to know all the answers already.
Well,
Because
I mean, if it's something, I mean, I don't know everything.
well, that's
There's patches of things that I'm not really that clear on.
You just repressed it.
Yeah.
well, bad memory and whatnot. All right, let me find it here. I should have had it up. I apologize. I didn't have it up already. So basically, this is going to be 60 seconds. I'm going to ask questions in a rapid fire manner, and if you know them, you answer. If you don't know them, you just say pass, and we'll see how many you could get done. And I'm gonna wait for this to load forever. I don't know if I didn't pay my internet bill, but what is going on? Rem, can you pull them up, or
I have it up, yeah.
hold on, there it is. Okay, all right, are you ready? Have you studied?
Yeah, I did a quest yesterday.
Right. I did 3 world quests and a garrison mission. All right, here we go. Let me find, where the hell's my gauntlet music? All right, ready, and let's see. How many primary dragonflight are there?
5.
Who created the demon soul?
Sargeras.
Why was Illidan originally imprisoned?
For betraying Kil'jaeden.
What race is Li Shen from Throne of Thunder?
Mogu.
What staff did Medivh wield and players could obtain in the character?
SEX.
Name 4 of the 6 Shahs.
Shah of Anger, Shah of Pride, Shah of Despair, and Shah of Anger, Shah of Pride, Shah of Despair. I think there's a Shah of Rage. I'm not entirely sure about that. But,
We're going to add that to the collection of Shahs. Who did
I think that's one that's not there. Shah of Doubt.
Who did Thrall name Orgrimmar after?
Orgrim Doomhammer.
Who are the 4 keepers of Ulduar?
Mimiron, Freya, Hodir, and Thorm.
I'm just going to ask one last one. Name the 4 August Celestials from Mists of Pandaria.
Nizal, Chi-Ji, Yuan, and Zwin.
I knew that was going to be wasted on you. I absolutely knew it was going to be wasted on you because you know the things. Although we're going to add the Shaw of Rage to Bajira's Shaw of Disappointment. And what did Zarhu say? The Shaw of... I
don't remember what he said, but...
It was similar to Rage, though, but it wasn't Rage.
Yeah.
So we're going to add...
Well, on that note, though, not a lot of people pick on the Despair one. That's usually something that everyone leaves out.
Yeah, it was a quest mob in
It was in that temple.
Karasang Wilds in the temple.
And then, of course, Medivh staff, and yes, Mogu. And then Illidan was imprisoned for creating the Well of Eternity after
When he stole the
Sundering.
From the Well of Eternity, stole the water.
Yeah.
And what was the other ones? You got pretty much. Fuck, I got everything right.
Yeah.
Who is the Eredor boss of in the Trial of Crusader?
The Iridar boss in the Trial of Crusader? Oh, Lord Jaraxxus. You faced Jaraxxus, Iridar Lord, the Burning Legion.
He's the only one that has ever done that. We do that, and the guest always looks at us like we have 2 heads because you faced Jaraxxus.
Yeah, he's one of my
Those were
favorite
easy.
bosses.
Those were so easy.
Easily a favorite. Yeah, they're really easy for you and for Rem. Meanwhile, I only know them because I have the answers in front of me.
Yeah, these aren't even like actual game questions. This is just lore.
Yeah, well, I mean, asking people game questions, I feel like, you know. Yeah, that was him. I'm impressed. I'm super impressed.
Well, he's knowledgeable about the game.
My favorite's asking the PvP guys that, though, because...
They're just...
They don't know anything.
At all. They have, like, Zaru literally has Mimron's head, and I'm like, hi, you own the mount. That's one of the keepers. And he's like, I don't know the mount's name.
Yeah.
God, get out of here. All right, guys, that has pretty much been it. I said I didn't want to go over an hour and a half, and here we are at 2 hours.
It's been a while.
2 hours and 13 minutes. I'm a little sweaty because my fan is off so that you guys didn't have to hear the noise. I'm sure you probably want to take a shower, Asmon.
You know. Let's see what happens.
Live on the dangerous
just
side.
Just gonna play it by ear.
Yeah.
So, guys, make sure you follow him. Thank you so much for coming on and hanging out and talking nerdy and dirty. And, guys, that's pretty much it. We are going to get the on out of here.
Well, thanks a lot for having me. I had a good time.
I did
Yeah,
too.
likewise.
I'm hungry, though. Is anybody else hungry?
I'm always
I'm a
hungry.
little bit hungry. I'm gonna see if my mom make me a sandwich.
Does she do that?
We'll see what happens.
Has she ever, like, has she ever told you to, like, yelled at you and told you to make your own sandwich?
Yeah, she's told me that a number of times.
Well, what time zone?
But does she still do it even when she yells at you?
No, but she'll do it like the next day and she'll forget. It'll be all right.
That's mom goals.
Well, so what time zone are you? Because it's kind of late.
Central?
Yeah, Central. It's 12:15.
Yeah, it's not as bad as it's gonna be after the 8th or whatever.